Hello. What's up, everybody?
Pop.
We're gonna. How did you like the thing? By the way, we're very proud of our thing.
I mean, the thing went well.
I like that.
It's a banger.
It is. Right? I was dancing the whole time.
Oh yeah.
What and Robo, don't poison the well. But what do you think the voice in the song is saying?
I have no idea.
Hold on. I'm not gonna play the whole song. Just listen. Just until he gets to that part, he's gonna say words. We'll come right back. You let us know what you think he's saying.
Oh wait, it's Dare.
Oh, so you know the real song?
Yeah, I know that's the song.
Say that.
What's he saying?
What's he saying?
Oh, I thought he said it's Dare.
Oh, it's Dare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because okay,
it sounded like a sample. It sounded like a sample from the Gorilla song Dare. That's what it sounded. I mean, that's what it sounded like to me. I could be incredibly wrong.
Yeah,
I could be incredibly wrong, and I'm totally open to being
now.
wrong.
Now I want to know.
But I also really love that song, so like it's kind of that's why it stuck out in my head.
Which is way different than
not what I've heard. Yeah, not what I hear.
Which is way different than Bitch Bad, which doesn't make
Bitch Bad.
Right.
Bitch Bad, right?
One more time, we're gonna get into the Halloween show.
Okay, you know, actually, I kind of hear it now too. I hear
I can't hear it's There.
It feels like you know those TikToks that say read this word and you'll hear that sound.
Yeah,
right.
That's now that you said it, bitch bad. Because I just heard it's bad.
Yeah.
Now that you've said bitch bad, that's all I could hear.
I can hear it's bad. I can hear it's bad, and I can hear bitch bad, but I 100% cannot hear it's Dare.
Well, now I need to look up Dare, but we'll do that afterwards.
It's that's like 2 Gorillaz albums ago, maybe 3.
Nice.
However many albums that's a measurement. That's a measurement of time now. Like it was 2 measurements of Gorillaz albums.
Gorilla albums, yeah.
Right. The time before Plastic Beach and the time after
Plastic Beach. So it's like now we have we used to have BC, for before Christ or whatever. Now it's BC is because before COVID.
I think
that's it.
Before times.
Yeah. Back in the long ago.
I think the Jews actually celebrate bar mitzvahs on the 13th Gorillaz album now instead of your 13th.
Is that when they do now?
That is.
Okay.
I've actually heard that.
Wait, does that mean when you, as a person, have heard the 13 Gorillaz album, they scatter them throughout the places and you got to go find them? That's a cool quest.
No. It's the 11th album after your first bris too. So
Right. You have your bris. You have your bris on your second Gorillaz album.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you intro us in so the couple people know why we're here?
I will absolutely do that. So get this. This is our first. Oh, did you?
Okay, go ahead. Talk. I got you.
This is our first annual IFLC hashtag. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Wow. Now I feel a little underdressed. I'll be honest. This is our first IFLC hashtag Comics for All Halloween live scream.
Get it?
Does everybody see what we did there?
LiveScream?
You missed
Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you don't see what we did.
Is that a typo? I don't understand.
No. It's a. Never mind. Anyway,
I love it.
We have a wild and crazy show planned with a lot of great stuff, and we have a panel of amazing, state-of-the-art YouTubers.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This is like the murderer's row of content creators. So this is going to be just a wild and crazy time. We got myself, Judah Rad. We have Plague Doctor, the Robo Strange.
Yep.
We have Jennifer from Comic Books Will Break Your Heart. We have Danny from Next Issue Podcast.
I'm gonna keep playing with that reflection all stream long.
Yeah, definitely do it. Yeah,
that's okay.
Give us a little shishing.
Hey,
we have the Blerd Without Fear, and then we have Low Tigre Cipher down below me.
aka King Dingaling.
King Dingaling.
And then joining us shortly will also be Dane from Forced Adversity. And it's going to be about a 7-person panel, unless things get even wackier down the road. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
Anything.
One of us could be murdered on stream, and then
one of us could be
listen,
back down to 6 or 5.
My money's on me.
One thing I've learned when I Google quantum physics is that the probability of anything happening is never 0. So someone could die in the middle of the stream. So don't change the channel. Who knows? Maybe you see it.
Keep watching.
On the scale of things that could happen, that's actually pretty high if you account for everything.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've done it once already, so I think.
That's true. That's true.
It's true.
It's actually kind of a true story.
Well,
So while we wait for Forced Adversity to get here, do you guys want to go around the circle? I mean, this is a comic book show, but maybe like something in the theme of how do you want to do this? The BS part, Mitch Mad. Let's go around the circle while we wait for Forced Adversity to come in. Get some get our friends to come inside the chat, and then what are you reading? And has anything about your TV watching or movie watching experiences changed because it's Halloween spooky time?
No.
What's going on? No. Skip me. Nothing. What you doing, Judah?
I'm my week to week is Succession. I think I got Danny in on that as well.
Hell yeah.
I'm super into that show and I look forward to it every week. I'm rewatching for like the 50th time Spartacus because it's just kind of like my happy show.
The Star Show?
Yeah, the Stars show, Spartacus. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the one? Lucy Lawless, right?
Lucy Lawless. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And every time
Lucy Lawless and giant penises.
Every time they curse, they go Jupiter's cock.
Yeah, I love that shit. I love it.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
And
that's pretty much it.
Me next. So the only thing like Halloweeny that I watched is Halloween Kills. Loved it. Yeah, I really liked it. And to be honest with you,
tonight.
I don't really care for. I think the old slasher movies, and we'll get into this later, but I think the old slasher movies are a little bit overrated. Every time I try to go back and watch them, I'm like, what were they?
I'll flip the whole thing.
Yeah,
this may require a full separate stream for that.
Yeah, I just I don't really. And we tried. And now I enjoy them on a level. But anyways, moving on. I'm starting Curb Your Enthusiasm back from the beginning to get myself ready for the new season. Fucking great ass show. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Ooh, I gotta go get it. So I just bought Tim Seeley's. New Curb. Is it good?
I literally pissed my pants laughing. Okay, I figuratively pissed my pants laughing.
But I just bought Tim Seeley's Loaded Bible, Volume 1.
Oh shit!
And let me tell you, that shit is dope. It's supposed to be like after Jesus dies, like vampires come, and like, now there's like a third coming or something. It's just fucking crazy, and I'm in the middle of that. So that's what I'm doing. It's dope.
Did you back Hack and Slash Volume 2?
I did not.
Oh, I did. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, I did not.
Damn it, Robo.
Yeah. It'll be out sometime. Jen, comics will break your heart. Break our heart. Tell us what you're talking about. What you're watching.
So I know that like what I'm reading, just reading all my regular weekly stuff, usually about 20 to 30 comic single issues a week. Right now, I'm also going through Swamp Thing, and I'm rereading right now the Nancy Collins stuff, which I think is pretty underrated. Alan Moore gets a pretty big for very good reason. And of course, the Rom V, the current run on Swamp Thing is incredible. But going back and reading the Nancy Collins run on it is just incredible. I don't really know anything that I'm watching right now. I was watching Squid Games. Didn't finish it yet. Feel like I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there soon and finish it.
Fucking good.
But by then, all the memes will be out of style.
Okay, so the same thing with like
No Bones Day. Yeah.
No Bones Day for you, Judah. I just feel like I'm perpetually watching and rewatching Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I watch it.
That's not a
Nice.
problem.
No,
That is
not at all.
good.
I love
That is
it.
good.
Yeah, okay, so what I am watching is Dune. I saw it twice in theaters. I've seen it 2 or 3 times a day on HBO Max, just watching and rewatching and watching and rewatching is Dune. Yep.
What a coincidence, because I've seen Dune 0 times.
I give it 10 out of 10.
I haven't seen it yet.
Robo.
And it's on the HBO, isn't it? Like,
I know, dude.
it's a great,
good.
it's a great movie. My only criticism of it is that the end. And granted, I don't envy anyone who has the task of ending a movie based on a Frank Herbert novel, but my only criticism that the movie, when it actually ends, it's just kind of like, all right, we out of here.
Yeah.
It's half of a long ass movie.
Yeah,
Like,
it's 2 years.
So hey, the budget ran out, so we'll see you guys again.
Like, well,
We're thirsty. We gotta go back to the mainland.
It's
My
more
road
of an
leads into the
intermission.
desert. Yeah.
Is the SpongeBob meme like, I'm gonna head out?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically-
I'm gonna head out. Yep.
But
That's
then
exactly
you-
what Paul says at the end.
You couldn't end it anywhere else though, because like it just would have been weird. Like that,
Mhm.
that's a very dense.
does it set up for a
Dense novel.
sequel, or does it finish
Yeah,
the
yeah, no,
story?
it is.
It's
It just-
half the book.
Okay.
The
okay.
movie starts with saying Dune Part 1.
Yeah.
So- Got
Imagine
it.
watching The Empire Strikes Back.
I was about to say that.
like just imagine there was no A New Hope. Like you just got Empire Strikes Back,
Yeah.
and they're like, man, Han Solo's in Carbonite. Bye.
Yeah.
That was it.
Man, I will say that's one of my favorite ones, so I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad thing. It just,
Isn't
it,
that-
just it felt weird. It just felt
It's-
weird. I was
Doesn't Empire Strike Back like the scale everybody judged sequels based off?
pretty
should.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the standard.
The measuring stick, yeah.
Yeah.
Dune, I think they were really counting on getting greenlit for a second
Yeah.
movie because it really is like it doesn't even attempt to end the movie. It's just like,
Nah.
okay,
No.
well, see you guys next year.
I think they already had it. They just didn't want to say it because it would spoil the movie. I think.
Mm.
I think the script has been done. I don't think that there's been any filming. They may reuse some of the stuff, but
Yeah.
I know
How
they're supposedly already like scripting 3, supposedly.
ooh.
Yeah.
So Dune Messiah.
Yeah, Doom Messiah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what they want to do. But yeah, I think it'll do fine. I think Dune will do just fine. The probably the worst thing you say about Dune as a franchise is that people who are uneducated in when Dune originally came out, probably the most common thing I'll see people say is, "Oh, this movie's copying Star Wars," but it's like, no, George Lucas
No way.
copied Dune.
Yeah. Yeah, I will fight anyone who says that.
You know what? I'm gonna
Question
go on
for the
Twitter
Herbert.
right now because I want to see comics will break your heart. Just throw hands with somebody.
Please.
I was like, look, man, let's take this literal. Let's break some hearts today.
Yeah.
I have like a Chris Knife tattoo and the Litany Against Fear tattooed as well, and a Bene Gesserit. Like, I will literally fight you about Dune.
So
I got-
you would
I got
say you kind
Vegeta.
of like the movie, like you kind of like the story, you kind of a little bit.
I kinda. I
Yeah.
love the story.
So I've only read the first Dune book. Well, when I say read, I mean listen to on Audible because
It counts.
Counts.
That counts.
It counts. Sweet.
They're sponsoring this video.
have not read any of the follow-up books or sequels. Are they good?
Yes,
is
and they get so weird. It's
I can
so
believe
good.
that.
I hope
I
this
can
just
definitely believe
blows
that.
up as a franchise and they just
So,
make all
Me
of them.
too.
Okay, so yeah, no, my uncle has read them and he shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
Like he, mind you, he's a huge Star Wars head. You know what I'm saying? Like he loves Darth Vader. Like that's the entire decor in his house. But when you get him talking about Dune, you forget that he's a Star Wars fan. Like he sent me like a 3-page review on the movie, and all I asked him what he did that weekend. Hey, how was your weekend, bro? Let me tell you about Dune. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, let me get a seat. Let me get some water real quick. Danny, what's up with you?
Yeah, so I also Duned. I also Squid Game. Last Sunday, since we didn't have a show, I was like, all right, let me just watch something. 9 hours later, I finished Squid Game.
Yep.
So
That's how it happens.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I read some comics this week I guess they're kind of Halloween themed. DC
Okay.
versus Vampires.
Okay. Yep.
Task Force Z. One was fantastic. The other one was good. I'll let you guys find out on your own which one's which, or you can check out my reviews on the channel.
Did you grab this thing?
I didn't only because
You knew it was gonna suck.
Yeah. No, just no. Like I don't. I'll read it
You
when it
can
hits
say it.
I'll read it when it
Yeah.
hits infinite. It's fine.
I like
I'll
it.
say.
I liked
really?
Long Hollow. I liked it. Yeah.
So
Nice.
I didn't know
Go
it
ahead.
was new stuff. I thought it was just like a reprint. I was like, oh, there goes DC again, trying to get my money again on the same book that I bought 3 times already.
Tim Sale definitely captures the aesthetic of the original Long Halloween story really well. I think I used to be a big stan of the Long Halloween, and then in recent years I like revisited it, and I was kind of like, why did I like this so much? I don't know. It's like awesome tone, awesome vibes. The story is like, I don't know. It's like it's just not as compelling to me anymore. I don't know what it is.
I think that's Batman in general for me. Like the way that you just described Batman is exactly how I feel about anything Batman related now.
The vibes
Oh,
are there.
yeah.
Yeah, relatable.
Also read the House of Slaughter #1. That was dope.
Yes.
I really like Aaron as a character, so I'm glad we're getting more Aaron. And then fucking the Harbinger #1. Holy shit.
Right?
Holy shit. I'm so excited. I haven't read any Harbinger really, because I stopped my Valiant run at, I don't know, Shadowman Volume 1 or something. I was trying to go in order like what you guys are doing with the Club Valiant plug. But I was like, this is a lot. There's a lot of content since 2012 Valiant.
You should devote your entire life to reading Valiant comics.
I'm just gonna go along with you guys' show now. I think that'll be the easiest way for me to do it. But look at Valiant now. They put out like not that much content. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what changed in 10
They're
years?
struggling. They're
Yeah.
struggling, and they have their parent company. Just to kind of put it diplomatically, sucks. So
Yeah. The only thing I'm excited for this week, Lamb from A24 dropped on VOD, so I don't need to go to the theater to watch that. And then the My Hero Academia movie came out this weekend too, so I should be.
Oh shit!
I was gonna go watch that. I was gonna go watch that earlier, but then
Wait,
Rob was
when
like, "Hey, you
when
wanna
does
hop
Lamb
on?"
drop?
It's already out on VOD
Oh yeah,
because it came out in theater like I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago.
yeah, that's my shit right there.
Yeah, I need to watch that. And then I was gonna go watch My Hero movie earlier, but then Rob was like, "Hey, you want to come on the show?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And then so I'll just go watch it later.
That's exactly what happened with me. Hey, man, you got anything planned today? Like a bunch of things. I'll sell sabotage though, and I'm here. Thanks, Rebel.
let me get a
Hey,
closer.
and I did the thing that I always do. Hey, what are you doing in 30 minutes?
Let me get a closer look at Cypher real quick.
Yeah.
Damn.
Is that
Yeah.
Dragonite?
Yeah.
No, it's Charmander.
Charmander. Okay.
Charmander.
Exactly.
Oh, there's
I was actually considering speak only saying Charmander for the entire
The whole
stream.
time.
The entire
Yeah.
time.
Igor,
You know what I'm
what's
You were
that
committed to the
called?
gag.
Kayfabe?
yeah,
That's
say,
kayfabe.
like,
That's kayfabe.
Yeah.
When are you gonna evolve? You know what I mean? Like, God.
first of all, not all Pokemon wants to evolve, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like why can't I be me?
Oh,
know what I mean?
yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
let's get this out the way, bro.
You're forcing very harmful Pokemon stereotypes on him. Okay, he
Like-
wants,
Well,
let him be Charmander.
I don't understand. Your brother's a Charizard. You know,
Like I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to trainer. I wanted to go to school, get my degree, and be a social worker. You know what I'm saying? And now I help other Pokemons where I need.
Now you're
Nice.
stuck in that ball.
Nice.
now you're stuck in that.
Yeah, bro, I'm a free Pokemon, bro.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
hey,
I'm
real
tameable.
quick, real quick, Danny. Give me
Yo.
your best. Give me your best. Sasuke!
Oh, Sasuke!
Nice. That's good. I believe that. And then-
You know what? I felt like I was watching the anime.
Yeah, that's like 70%
Good.
of the anime. So.
I'm in the live action adaptation of Naruto.
Sasuke.
Hell yeah. This is filled with potpourri because we know potpourri cancels
out
out the
toxins.
plague. Yeah,
Mhm.
it actually.
That was all new information to me. When you guys said that earlier, I was like,
What are
first
they
of all,
talking
I was like,
about?
I didn't know that was a plague mask. And then, second of all, I was like, wait, potpourri has what now? What?
It's not true. It's what they it's what they believed back
That's
then.
what they believed.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell
Nice
you
to
right now.
finally see someone taking this shit seriously. You know
Let me
what I
go
mean?
delete.
Yeah.
Let me go delete a tweet then. Hold on.
If I would have known that, I think my Bloodborne run would have been a lot easier.
What's funny about it is that when we start, if we want to talk about wearing masks real quick, it worked. All of them would have these masks on, and they would put the potpourri at the end, and they weren't getting sick. And they thought it was because of the potpourri. No, bitch, it's because you were wearing the damn mask the whole time, and you were getting spit on by all the homeless 1500s people. I don't know what year this happened.
Nice to
What
see
is-
that
Got him.
the
I don't
color
know
red
why.
is represented.
Yes.
Nice.
Everything.
I thought you were a
red.
sriracha bottle for a second.
I mean, I do love my sriracha. I actually have some sriracha ranch that I'll be
There's
using
a
on my
sriracha
salad
ranch?
later.
So ranch.
Alexa, add sriracha ranch.
Do you have an Alexa?
We were all listening. Like,
I'm like, wait, she gonna...
Like I was like,
Add
was that a
sriracha
gimmick? Or
At least 9 Alexas possibly just added ranch. Sriracha
Yeah.
ranch.
Oh yeah, go Cartridge Gamer GCG.
What?
In the chat. What's going
Damn,
on?
my man said that
So
shit
what
with
is
his chest, bro. Like,
Is
that leave
my
out?
shit on?
So, Cypher and Ernie, you guys, what do you to continue the line? What are you guys reading and watching? And
wait, are we supposed to answer this as a pair?
Yes.
You have to
Yes,
say it at
as a
the
parent.
same exact time.
you have
one
to finish each other's
Sandwiches.
sandwiches.
Ooh.
sandwiches.
Wait. Oh wow, now that just got even weirder. It's like, here, man, give me the other half of the sandwich, man. I got this.
I got this.
That'd be funny because you guys are next to each other and
Yeah.
could do it.
And you guys both have the red background, so like if you guys had set this up earlier, one person could have handed over a sandwich at the right time. And
Oh wait, here you go.
Oh, yeah,
Man,
yeah.
take the.
Hey, do the hard thing. One more
Yeah,
heart.
do the heart, do the heart.
Come on, do the heart. Do the heart.
It's like,
There it is.
Damn, we got this. We're out here, man.
So moving. Aramis, thank you for the correction, but this is the first annual live scream.
This is in fact the second annual IFLC Halloween episode, and then he
But it's
links
the
to
first-
the first one,
It's the first live scream.
the live scream. I don't know,
Yeah.
just in case you didn't get it the first time.
Can everyone just confirm that they saw what that they still see what I did?
See what you did there.
Okay.
Judas just got a weird accent. I think that the word sounds weird. Stream.
What live
sounds-
scream? Oh, you got
I got you. I understand.
you got me.
I need a drink. I can't drink with that thing on, so this takes priority.
Hey, I'm not.
That's
mad
how
at
people got sick afterwards. They took off the mask to take a drink.
That's right. That's right.
Fuck.
They went to the local meat watering hole, and that's what happened, bro.
it. Every time.
Every time, bro.
Hey,
Fucking
no, man,
bars.
fuck this mash shit, man. I got a drink.
Man, fuck, I gotta. All right, go ahead, Ernie. Blerd. Lack of fear.
So what am I like? What am I consuming? What am I getting into?
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody else, I was doing the Squid Game thing, which I enjoyed. Also, if you love Squid Game, watch Alice in Borderland. I think it's a not say a better show, but a show that's different.
Same
but
gimmick,
similar. Yeah, it's the same genre, the death game genre. But
Also, the platform. Watch the platform.
yes, platform is really good. Actually, very good. It's not what I thought it was going to be when I first saw it. And I have actually, as oddly enough, as Judah pointed out earlier, Spartacus. I actually have been going
Really?
back and rewatching Spartacus.
Is there something
I own
that's-
it on Blu-ray. It's the one
No.
TV show I own on Blu-ray.
It's not a thing. It's just so Robo. You started the show and you were put off by like the egregious violence and nudity, and
It
you
just
thought
got silly.
I got it.
thought.
Yeah, it was silly. You got to stick with it because the overall narrative and the character development and where it ends up going is so compelling, and eventually
Yeah.
you'll start dreaming about it.
Yeah.
You will.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I made it to the slave rebellion, and I made it to where Crixus and then the main dude are on opposite sides.
Okay,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It gets really. The show, I don't know.
You see, like
Yeah.
someone who's just a gladiator who lives in like, lives in like squalor, rise up and threaten like Rome herself, and it's just epic.
It's a really I love the show. The season that they did after the first season, I think it was called Gods of the Arena or something like that.
Yeah,
that one's not as strong because they had an unenviable task because the lead actor had passed away, so they didn't want to rush into recasting somebody, and they were very respectful about it. But
they introduced Gannicus.
Yeah, they introduced Gannicus, which I actually enjoyed his character. And all the other stuff that's going on, and you see the rise of Crixus and whatnot, but it was one of those that for me that season isn't as strong as some of the others,
right?
But it's still a good fun run through the entire series, and I've been watching really more just random and sundry horror movies. I watch horror movies all the time anyway. But,
that's your thing. Like you're like a next level. Like people say they like horror movies, and then Ernie's like, "Yeah, I'm sure you do."
I watch at least 1 or 2 horror movies a day. Like
that's
sometimes they're repeats. Like sometimes I watch like it's a repeat. Like I watch John Carpenter's The Thing like at least once or twice a month. I watch Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight at least once a month. But like there's movies I have that are like my favorites. Like They Live, things like that. I watch those like pretty regularly, but I try and pick a horror movie that I haven't seen before, and I try and watch it every day. Try and pick a different one. Be like, oh, I haven't seen that. Let me go check that out. Hey, I haven't seen that. Check that out.
What's the newer slasher franchise that has the clown dude? Terrifier.
Yeah, that's Terrifier.
I actually
enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. There's a sawing through the thighs part that I just is like
no. Yeah. There's a sawing straight down the middle that's as a bog standard cis male individual, I really empathized with the woman who was sawed in half from the vagina down.
Yeah, even though you don't have a vagina, you can just sort of guess that it's not nice.
The vagina down or the vagina up? Because I feel like vagina down.
She was upside down.
She was upside down, and the saw goes through.
And it's not like a chainsaw; it's like a handsaw.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Hey, I gotta go, guys.
I'm
done with this conversation.
So welcome to the Halloween special LiveScream.
Yeah,
it's a live scream. Okay,
stop it. That is your last one. You're out of
that's my last one.
You just reminded me of a. I know I'm about to date myself here, but you just reminded me there was a bit. I don't know if some of you may know this or not, but Morgan Freeman used to do the Electric Company back in the day. Yeah. It was like basically an educational show for kids, kind of like Sesame Street, but no puppets. And he did this bit where he would be he would dress up as Dracula. So imagine Morgan Freeman dressed up as Dracula, which basically made him Blackula. And he's like, "Would you like some tea with Scream?" And the guy would just take off running like scared, like it was like some dude who probably worked for like Goldman Sachs or something. But,
Judah was a child during that. It was like
that actually shaped my entire personality.
That was a I always tell people, go back if you ever seen it, look up old clips of the Electric Company. It'll fuck your world up.
That sounds spectacular.
You'd be like, why did this exist?
I'm sold.
I think Dan will be here shortly. I went and guilt tripped him in the chat.
He's live. Dan's live right now.
Yeah, they're having a deep one. So I don't think I think they're he doesn't want to cut it off because they're in something deep. I was like, I did like a little cough and I did an emoji, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're about to wrap up." But here's the thing, and then he went to some like really deep existential. Like, oh, let me back up. I felt bad.
Yeah, just FYI, I somehow OBS is actually working.
Yeah.
When it wouldn't work earlier. Now it's just like, yeah, dude, we'll stream all the shit. You got good bit rate, everything, man. You stream all the things.
So this is live on your side too?
Yeah, it's live on my side.
That's good shit. I'm about to go live real quick. Unrelated.
Do it. Everybody, if you got a thing, go live.
Can I offer a disclaimer real quick? I just want to like kind of like settle this here so there's no misconceptions. My lips are incredibly chapped, so if I'm not smiling as much as usual, it's because it literally hurts to smile.
It hurts to smile.
Hey,
Smile through the pain, buddy.
Hey,
and I've been-
Judah,
Sun
Judah,
blisters.
you
Sun
should smile
blisters.
more.
Well, also, so like I'm doing this thing where it hurts to laugh, so I'm trying to laugh without smiling. So it's coming
That's
out
not
as
creepy.
it's coming out as like a.
Hey, it's a Halloween special. Just smile big and let that shit bleed.
Dude, yeah. Oh God,
Can you laugh without smiling? Like I want to see it. Can you laugh without smiling?
dude? I'm not gonna lie.
This dumb bitch.
Y'all bringing
That's
it
the
up
only way.
makes me- you just made me remember Chucky. That's the other thing I've been watching. I've been
The
watching
TV
the
show?
Chucky TV show.
Oh, hey, do we got a thing? Is that one of the questions? I don't want to ruin the segments we got coming out.
There's questions?
I'm about to fucking leave.
There are
Huh?
questions.
Why? Oh, Chucky. Yeah, that's his thing.
I
But hey,
have a deep fear for Chucky.
yeah,
like-
but it's gonna be talking about Chucky. We don't see any pictures.
You
I
There's
watched
a
it.
hack and
No, no.
slash Chucky. There's a hack and slash crossover with Chucky that's
I remember
baller, by
that.
the way.
Mhm.
Shit's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
let
Chucky
me
show.
let me
Yeah.
pull it up real quick.
I will punch you in the throat.
Let me get that. He said, wait. Chucky? Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, but for real, how is that Chucky series? Because when I first heard of it, I'll be honest with you, I was like, that sounds dumb as fuck.
I said the same thing.
But
I said
then
the same
I've been
thing.
hearing nothing but good things.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great show. It's Chucky. They don't okay, so Chucky's not sanitized. I actually watched the behind the scenes. They said that Chucky is allowed 10 F-bombs per episode. If
What
they
network
choose
is
to
this
use
on?
them.
Wow.
On Sci-Fi?
Sci-Fi.
Holy
On
shit.
Sci-Fi.
How long is
Embarrassment
this?
of riches.
Is
It's
it like
supposed
a
to be
30
8
minute?
episodes.
Is
It's,
it 30 minutes,
like
an hour?
40 to 45.
So it's
50
like an
minutes.
hour long.
Like
on TV.
once every
Yeah.
5 minutes,
Mhm.
he can say fuck.
He could if he wanted to.
How many can we say?
Oh, we can say as many as we want.
100%.
Fuck yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we I can say 100 right now if I want.
That's right. Matter of fact, if you wanted to, instead of Charmander, you could just say fuck, and then that'll be your language.
Fuck Mander.
Fuck
Man,
man.
oh god.
I'm fuck
No,
Mander.
it's but like the show, it's got its gore. It's got it doesn't sanitize the idea of child play or anything like that. But I will say it does acknowledge pretty much all the movies. The show acknowledges there was a thing that was making all the memes and social media where there's a part where Chucky makes a passing mention of having a genderqueer child.
Uh-huh.
And like it's like, oh, okay, cool. We know what you're talking about. You're talking about like, you're going back to like Seed of Chucky or something like that.
Yeah, see the Chucky.
There Andy
Or Glenda.
Andy comes up at one point. Also, so does Jennifer Tilly's character.
Yeah, I was gonna say
she-
the girl with the voice.
Yeah, she's actually in the first episode. You don't know it's her at first, but I mean, she's just.
Oh,
walking
she's
out.
not a regular character on the show?
No, she is.
Oh, okay,
She
okay,
is,
okay,
but
okay.
like when you see her in the first episode, you have to look for her because you're not really supposed to focus on her, but you're supposed to recognize that she might be there.
God,
She's
like,
been
it's
in
kind of an
all the
Easter egg, yeah.
advertisements I've seen, so I'm like,
Mm.
wait,
Yeah,
the
that's what I
show
thought
isn't
too. I was
about
like-
her.
I thought
No,
it was. Yeah.
It's loosely it's basically it's mostly about Chucky trying to corrupt a younger generation.
He's going after
Um,
the Gen Zers.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
going after
nice.
the kids, and it's really interesting. I initially thought this was gonna be the dumbest thing I ever saw in my life, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah.
Sounds spectacular. I'm sold on the concept.
Dope.
The Cipher.
Yeah.
Cipher.
What have
The
you?
Cipher.
Hey, are you gonna watch
consumed.
Chucky?
You know,
You know what's funny is
hashtag
you're a
respectfully.
streamer.
Hashtag
Here's-
respectfully.
real quick, you're a streamer, right? You do the shows, you do podcasts, you do streams, and you're like making all these noises and breathing into the thing. And I'm like, what is he doing? Does he not know? And then I got it. I'm like, oh, this is stressing him out. Can you all move past fucking Chucky? Do we gotta fucking talk about it? I'm leaving. I said, bloop.
So before y'all look at me sideways, my trauma is real.
Tell the
With
story.
Chucky.
Tell the story.
You fucking ass. It's stupid, I know, but everybody got that weird thing growing up. You know what I mean? So back when we was in New York, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can put me on blast. So let's take it back, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, whatever. Let's change the subject.
Dave, real quick before you start the story, he's gonna tell a story why Chucky is like really traumatic to him. But that was me in the chat. I was just trying to guilt you over.
I know. Hey, I'm kind of technically limited on this streaming stuff, man. So I was trying to figure out how to change streams over and stuff. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, go. All right, tell us why do you have trauma?
So when I was like about 3 or 4, I actually saw Child's Play and I enjoyed it. And I got a actual Chucky doll, right? Love the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The doll used to sit at the foot of my bed, right? One day, I woke up in the middle of the night. I was trying to go to sleep, and the motherfucker's just looking at me
sound
like,
effects.
right? He was just looking at me. And I was like, you know what? I can't do it. I thought I could handle it. My bad. So I threw the bitch out the window. Right? We looked like in the 7th floor. Threw it out the window, right?
Yeah.
I go to sleep peacefully. He's not real. I know he's not real. I'm smart. I'm a kid, right? So I go to sleep in the middle of the night to pee because I'm potty trained. So when I come back to the bed, the motherfucker's there, right?
Oh god!
I freaked the fuck out. Called my parents. You know what I mean? My dad basically said like, "Stop being stop it. He's not real." I'm like, "No, this motherfucker was here and he was out the window. Now he's here. Something ain't right." So eventually we moved to the Dominican Republic, right? They got rid of the doll, by the way. The entire time, mind you, I'm like, at this point, I'm like,
This
14,
is a true
15.
story to you. Like, yeah.
I'm thinking that motherfucker, I'm his Andy, right? He's coming. The only reason why Chucky hasn't made it to DR because he doesn't have a passport, right? Like, that's the only thing that I know what kept me safe. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, that's legit. Was like, so one day we were all hanging out. It was me, my pops, my mom, like a group of us, right? Why I'm specifying that they were together because they weren't. They hated each other. But for that reason, we're all hanging out, and then we're talking about traumas because that's something that we do in broken families. And I bring it up, and I was like, "Hey, oh no!" They asked me like, "Yo, so why the hell are you still bitching about Chucky?" And I'm like, "Because motherfuckers still after me," and they're looking at me weird. I'm like, "How?" And I explained the story, and my dad looks me dead in the oculars, right? We don't have a good relationship. And he goes like, "Hey, I actually saw them. I was coming home from work. I saw the doll. I knew it was yours, and I brought it upstairs. I thought you dropped it by accident." And I was like, "So your ass knew that I was terrified of this thing for 15 motherfucking years, and then now you want to tell me that he that I made it up in my head?" By that point, the damage is done. You know what I'm saying? By that point, I can't see Chucky. I see him like I don't like it. You know, so when y'all talk about the series, I'm over here like in my head, he's still real.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous. I can't wait to scare the shit out of my kids.
I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a culture thing or what, but I've told some stories that I've done to my kids, and like some people laugh and they're like, yeah, but that's me too. And some people are like, that's not. That's harmful, right? That's not okay. I'm like,
bro, my brain was still developing.
They only peed a little bit. Like it's not that.
It's character development.
Yeah,
right.
My kids. I had a mask. I had a nasty mask. My daughter's 21. This was when she was like 7. To this day, she doesn't laugh. She's like mad at me. Like like this is a thing. Like, no, that wasn't okay, Dad. That wasn't okay. I'm like, yeah, but when I need you to do something, I'd reach for the closet door. She knew the mask was in there, and then she would do it. And then my son would start crying. Yeah, I don't know. Is that no?
Yeah,
everybody does
that's
that.
Legit. That's legit. That's legit.
Me and my daughter do that. Like sometimes we play this little game. We're trying to scare each other.
Yeah,
We'll try and
that's
catch
what I'm
each other
talking
off guard. Like it sometimes like there have been times I've legit caught her like off guard. Like she doesn't know that I'm even in the room, and I'll come up behind her and be like. And I'll just like grab her by her shoulders, and she like I remember one time she legit like seized up like she probably peed a little, but like but it's something funny that we do. We do it to each other all the time.
Good.
Those are
Okay.
formative experiences.
So
Yeah.
let's just say that the formative experience for me was the fact
Lasted
that now
15 years.
no, it's ongoing. It's so matter of fact though, character development, right? Growth. Let's do this. I have so this year, not to get too personal, right? It's been a rough year, right? So I decided recently, like, you know what? I'm gonna take it upon myself to be better, right? So I made a list of things like take more risk, do more things that outside my comfort zone. When that trailer came out, My girl's like, "There's a Chucky series." I'm like, "Do you just want to break up? Like, what are you bringing this shit up for?" But
what happened to your growth?
So no, but I put it on the list. I'm like, you know what?
Okay.
I'm a face my fears. And if I quit content creating because of this shit, it's because it was too much for me. But yeah, it's part of it. But like, I legit, like, I cringe, I quench, like, I don't know. It's like, I laugh about it, but like, when y'all talking about it and tell me how great it is, like, I'm curious. But I know the minute his ugly ass face comes to my TV, I'm gonna be like,
you gotta remember.
So why do you have a Chucky doll behind you then, man? Like,
yeah,
why?
look, I can see my own camera.
I always tell people though, why don't you like this? This is the thing I think is funny to me is I'm always like, just kick the motherfucker.
Yeah,
kick it.
There's no way. There's no way. Like when I got older, I was like, just pick it up by the scruff of the thing, and he's just
he has a knife.
Yeah, it's a knife, but I mean, like, boom, quick, boom.
Well, you know the thing that's funny about Chucky.
Will you pick up a snake?
He doesn't kill the children. That's the fucked up part. Kills the adults.
I'm an
like,
adult
you're
now.
The kid. Well, yeah, now your ass is on the line.
Yeah.
Hold
when
up.
you were like a kid, like when you were a kid, Chucky was more likely to try and like be your buddy.
But here's the thing, though.
He's gonna try and possess your body. Is what he's gonna try and do.
Time out.
Yeah.
Hold on, time out. Let's keep it 100 though. He didn't kill Andy because of a lack of trying. Like the homie was on. Yeah, he was on it, and Andy was just the protagonist. You know what I'm saying?
You know this. Do you know this movie? Do you know it? This is
Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Tactics training. Like I
make some fucked up faces.
Know thy enemy.
Yeah.
Hey, just get me, dude.
You know what tends to kill the adults in those shows in the movies though is that they're always like, it's just some stupid doll or whatever. It's like, you need to approach this thing with a little more caution.
Right.
So
no, we're all dead. All of us say just kick it, we're all dead. In that next movie,
y'all being way too disrespectful. Y'all talking way too greasy about this doll, man. Leave that doll alone.
Yeah. Hey, before we get into the thing, I want to give a quick shout out to Aramis Murat, the best architect, YouTube moderator, Discord moderator. If you're in here, he's just going ahead and listing all those links. We should have put I think we did put some of them in Discord. We'll make sure they're in there after the stream too. But for everybody who's here on the panel, Aramis has links in the chat. Appreciate
I need
that.
to do that too. Actually, I'm glad
Appreciate it.
Something.
Yeah.
But anyways,
what's up, Judah?
So-
How are we kicking this off? What are we doing?
So I was thinking just kind of a good first question for the panel, and I don't care what order it goes in.
And hello, Dane.
Hey.
And hello, Dane, by the way. Good to see you.
Came in the middle for his
Sorry for
adversity.
being late.
No worries. No worries.
In fact, okay. That being said, I would like Dane just to kind of kick this one off. Then, what makes something scary? What is the ingredient or the collection of ingredients that makes something scary?
Man, that's a tough one. I mean, I guess there's different types of scary though, right? Like, so there's something simple as a jump scare. That's pretty basic, right? Like something surprises you. That's why they always use stuff like a cat jumps out, and that's a jump scare because it can be anything. You start getting into deeper like psychological levels, then it starts to become more like, it can be kind of subjective for one thing. And I guess that's kind of the trick is finding something. If you're going to make a horror movie or a comic or something, is making it scary in a way that's going to resonate with general audiences, I guess. So it's like more of just a human primal type fear they're tapping into. I mean, and then there's like combinations of the storytelling of like pacing and editing, and of course music and film plays a huge freaking role in horror movies and stuff. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So would you say it's more of a vibe than a subject matter?
I think it's a combo, right? Like, it's kind of just that magical balance of the two, and probably other elements that I'm not thinking of, but
okay.
Cool.
Mine's a lot more specific than that.
all right.
Well, let's just go with
Judah's just snakes.
No, I like
a
snakes.
tentacle.
I'm cool with snakes. I hate tentacles and I hate spiders. But the thing that gets me in every horror movie is and I know it's stupid, but it's I'm in the bathroom. I'm washing my face. I look up at the mirror. Nothing's there. Then I go down to wash my face again. I look up in the mirror, nothing's there. Then I do it again, and I look up, and there's some motherfucker right behind me. Like that always gets me, even when I know it's gonna happen. I'm like, fuck. Or the refrigerator move. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Open it, get something out, close it. Motherfucker's right there.
Well, you shouldn't say Candyman so many times while you're in the restroom. Dude.
Yeah,
really.
on
you. And you gotta avoid on you.
I gotta stop. That's one. Do we have a Candyman? Or excuse me?
That's two.
We
but
need
I don't think it's a group effort.
Look,
okay, so
can we find out?
We're not trying to find out.
No, my lights start flickering. I'm out.
That's it. And that's why you survive, because most people, when the lights start flickering, they're like, whatever, let me go check it out.
Yeah, let's investigate.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these faulty lights.
Yeah.
If I was in a house and something's like, I don't believe in anything supernatural at all. I'm 100% a very skeptical atheist. But if I was ever in a house where something weird happened that I couldn't explain, I'll figure it out, but I'm leaving the fucking house. That's my first step. My first step is, okay, I'm done with this situation. I'm going to a bar. I'm going to a bar. Nothing ever happens at the bar.
Well,
I don't know. I mean,
bad things happen at bars, but not scary things.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
like crowded bar, people are out there, 2:00, and it's like a ghost just killing everybody in there. Wait.
Yeah.
Alexa, write down note.
Alexa, movie idea.
Yeah, movie idea.
Our escape plan has to be go to the bar, and that's just that.
Well, that's what's that zombie movie? Go to the
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, the Winchester. Yeah,
the Winchester.
Winchester.
Yeah. Wait for everything to blow over.
Yep.
How'd that work out?
I used to think I wouldn't check. No. I used to think I would check, right? Like I try to take when I get asked these kind of hypothetical questions on what you would do, I'm always trying to get I ruin the fun by being too realistic. And what I'll tell people is like, yeah, but in real life, when you don't actually believe in ghosts and demons and things like that, like you're gonna go check because it's like, oh shit, is there like a raccoon in my garage or something, right? But the other night it happened.
No boy.
The other night I finished. I was on the computer. I was playing Dead by Daylight, so my internet was great. Everything was good. I turned everything down. I go to bed, and suddenly my internet is complete shit. I'm testing the thing. Everything's slow. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Nothing wants to connect on my phone, but there's enough connection to where it says at 1:30 in the morning, motion detected at front door.
Oh, I've had shit like that happen to me.
I'm in my room. I go to my ADT app. It doesn't want to connect. The connection is too bad. Now, I was in the situation of, oh, this is how people get killed. And I'm like, I wasn't thinking that. Of course, I'm not thinking like ghosts or anything, but I'm like, I start thinking dumb shit like, oh, what if they saw the light go off in the computer room? So now they know I'm not on the computer. So now they're gonna cut my internet and they're about to bust through and they're gonna kill us. Like, and so I go out I can see the front door from my bedroom, and I lean out. I'm imagining looking at myself. Man-eater's asleep, my son's asleep, everybody's asleep in the house, and I'm just kind of like out the corner of the looking up. And they watch, and then I go and I just watch for like a long ass time. Like, yeah, but they're probably hiding around the corner. I'm just gonna stay right here because it's dark in the house. They won't see me. So nothing happens. So then I gotta get to the router, which is in my garage. And just kidding, bad guys. The router's under my bed, not in my garage. Yeah. So I gotta sneak across. So then I'm like, I look.
Guys, if you're watching, like and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I shuffle across real quick to the garage, and I open the garage real fast. Like I tense my body up, and I'm like, all right, this motherfucker's in there. This motherfucker's in there. I'm like, oh! And I'm like, get ready. And they're like, nobody's in there. All right. I reset my router, and everything goes back to normal. Like, okay, going back to bed. All right. So
Robo's like he's more scared of movies like The Strangers or You're Next than like The Exorcist.
Yeah, because that's what's real to me. What's real to me. Now, I will say this to answer the question. There are different levels of fear. Jump scares don't usually get me. What I like is like weird shit. Weird, dark, unknown shit, which is why A24 I love. The Witch, like this weird fucking shit. Things that could really happen. Like when you look at Somerset, and it's like, man, imagine if I went to like
Midsommar.
with my
Midsommar.
Midsommar, yeah.
Yeah.
You go out there, and I'm like, and you're stuck out there, and there's no cell phone, and then you're around some murderers and stuff. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
But
And
I
then
have
you
one
do
exception.
drugs.
One exception and then I will yield my time. The new It's when he's under the bleachers, and whenever his mouth and he goes from some whatever the actor's name is, and then his face changes to the thing, something visceral happens to my body. Like something like I'm like, oh my god, like what the fuck is that? And my brain does not like that shit. So yeah, usually like gore and monster faces, I'm like, meh. But that movie fucked me up. So
Hey Georgie, hey Georgie.
yeah.
Well, he sounds more. He
Which
sounds
is
more
way
like Winnie the Pooh.
scarier. Which is way scarier than, hey Georgie, you want a balloon?
Right.
You want a bagel?
You want some lox and bagels, Georgie?
It's so fucking hot in here.
Georgie, you never call me anymore. Yeah. Oh, big fancy lawyer doesn't have time to call us Uncle Pennywise.
Well, you think you're better than me?
Yeah.
That actually is scary because I deal with that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Oh damn. That's actually I forgot about that.
Jennifer, what makes scary?
Not puppies that just I think that it definitely has to be for me something personal, like ghosts don't scare me. Like I ain't afraid of no ghost or anything like that. I'm not afraid of anything like spooky. The thing that scares the shit out of me the most, I think, is going to be aliens. Like I don't think that like I can watch slasher movies. I can watch anything like that. Give me a movie like The Fourth Kind, and I haven't been able to go back and finish that movie because it just like gets to my core. So aliens is definitely what gets me. But I think when it comes to the like what I appreciate most is like the horror of real life, or the things that are like. My favorite book of last year was Blue and Green by Ram V, and it goes into this the main characters, like the failures of life and how they're dealing with it, and almost like this psychological like
anxiety.
So to me, like those are the things that scare me: aliens and anxiety. I have anxiety about aliens.
Yeah. You know what's good about that is that I like that because if I don't believe in anything supernatural, but I do believe that there's a possibility of alien life, right? That has to be probably real on some level of probability. It's like to play with the idea of what if we're visited? What is that situation going to look like? And that, I agree with you. That's good.
Because then it's like completely uncontrollable. Like 100%. If a ghost if a haunted house, walk out the door.
Yeah, leave. Yeah.
But we have the most courageous protagonist of all time that's already shown us that aliens ain't no thing to be afraid of.
You just nuke it from orbit.
Ellen, well, it's the only way to be sure. But yeah, Ellen. Right. Like
I thought you were going to say Will Smith. You know, like
no way.
Well, he punched one in the jaw.
Anytime I imagine aliens, I can't. The Ellen Ripley and aliens are completely inextricable to me. Like there will be Ellen Ripley there to save us in her fucking mech suit. Like get away from her, you bitch. Like
a lot of people.
But a lot of shit has to go right for that to happen.
Huh? Was that Danny?
A lot of people did die before she saved everyone.
Actually, that was their own fault.
Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Some of them died out of sheer stupidity.
That's true. Some of them fucked around and found out. They died of FAFO.
I'll say this, like I started giving people excuses when it comes down to like their stupidity in movies, because let's be real, we do stupid shit when we're under pressure. I done stupid shit at bars, as he mentioned it, right? Like,
dude, you know how many times I've waited at a stop sign? Like, holy shit.
Like, hindsight 2020, like from an external point of view, it's like I would have never done that. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real. Like if
the fridge.
Like if a xenomorph pops in over here, right? Like right now, and you'd be like, Cypher, run. I'm gonna be so shook and amazed at the fact this thing exists that I'm probably gonna,
throw something at it. Like,
yeah, you're not going to make the right moves in that type of situation all the time. You know, you're going to be acting out of
you know what I'm
fear.
saying? Like even Ellen Ripley, like you know how many things went right for her to actually come out victorious? Like she was about to get clapped immediately until she found out that she was like the aliens, like she had like their DNA or some shit. You're like, mother, and I'm like, word? That's what we're doing now?
You're talking about resurrection.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
even the first one, like the aliens they were like, how I put this, efficient at killing. And that's a problem with like big horror monsters in movies, right? Mm-hmm. The realism gets taken out the window because when it comes out to the protagonist, right? Best example I could give, like video games, right? Like Resident Evil Nemesis. The Nemesis is super efficient at killing everybody but Jill, right? Yeah. When he sees Jill, he'll choke slam her, he'll walk slowly. Let it not be a protagonist.
Let your ass be Brad Vickers.
Immediately get clapped, right?
You immediately getting face palmed and tentacle out the back of your head.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, though.
Not in Dead by Daylight, Jill gets no love.
No, Jill don't get no love in Dead by Daylight.
But she's not the protagonist. But that's what I'm saying.
You're right,
and Meg don't either.
No.
And sorry to interrupt you, Jennifer, but I'm just saying, like any situation that there's like an unstoppable, undefeatable monster, they always give the protagonist passes. They'll slap them around a couple times, give them there's chances for them to be like, oh, I found a secret weapon, your weakness. Now you're dead. You know what I'm saying? That's my 2 cents. I'm sorry.
So that's what I need to find is like, maybe, I don't know. I need to find what that is for me to defeat the aliens.
True.
That's why I like movies like, what's the one, the Invasion of the Body Snatchers and all those kind of things where like, it's like, look here. I like when, sometimes I like it, but they do it well where they go, fuck your Deus Ex Machina. If this shit was real, everybody dies. And when you think everybody doesn't die, just kidding, everybody dies. And it's
not
like
some idiotic contrivance like, oh, water kills them. Like that.
So dumb.
Like, let's invade the planet. Let's nakedly invade the planet. And make
Can we not speak ill of M. Night Shyamalan?
Come on.
Yeah,
They don't have water. They don't have water. Fuck.
Well, that's the thing.
They've mastered interstellar travel. They're more brilliant than we could possibly imagine in our wildest dreams. Right. But they didn't do any analysis on.
They fucked around.
Yeah, that was like
same
War of the
thing as
Worlds
War of the
bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, they weren't ready for human germs.
They took off their mask.
We were neither.
To be fair,
That's a good point, Jennifer.
Aliens come down now. Dude, they would be dead inside of them. Dead inside of a day.
I get it. Here's the thing.
They'd be like, wait a minute. What?
You say that, right? But I'm gonna give you a perfect example in a real world connection, right? People like Bird Box, and I remember everybody that watched Bird Box like, why you guys even go outside for, right?
I thought it was
COVID happened, and everybody's like, why would you take off your mask? Look at us fucking around and finding out.
You died in Bird Box.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started
Look,
giving people passes in movies. Yeah, I mean, like,
because people are stupid.
Because people are stupid.
Yeah.
You know, wait, Robo hit it on the nose. He goes like, if you, in the movies, remember, in the movies canon, ghosts don't exist, monsters don't exist, right? I will go investigate if I hear a fucking noise, right?
Because
like if somebody's
that shit exists.
Exactly.
It's not the noise, man. It's like, you know, in movies when someone sees a thing, they actually see the old woman hovering in the living room, and then they look away, they look back, and she's gone. Like, that's enough for me to question my
Aunt Marjorie. Is that you?
But again, though, I'm gonna be real though. Look again, like, if there's how many times have I like looked over and I thought I saw something? Could have been my shadow. Could have been like a coat. You know what I mean? Like the coat hanging from the closet, whatever the case may be. Hell, even now, like I be hearing shit, right? And I'm like, hey, did you just call my name? And like I'm going like, nah. I'm like, I'm going crazy, right? But I can have headphones in, whatever. Yeah. I'm not thinking it's fucking my Uncle Jose trying to fuck with me from the beyond. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just we think that, right? Because we're watching it from the audience perspective. We know, you know, when we go in there knowing, okay, there's gonna be some weird shit going on, motherfucker's gonna die, right? They're not gonna know any better. I only say it's stupid, right? When like the only time I give a pass when motherfuckers trying to like for something they do like something real dumb, like let's go back in the house and let's separate. Let's break up and cover more ground. Like, nah, bitch.
Yeah, no.
We die as a unit.
Go to the bar.
Die together.
My personal favorite, Friday 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
You just watch this motherfucker. Jason is. You literally just watch Jason kill most of your friends, and with brute strength and pure, raw, unadulterated power. And this is what I was like. See, a lot of people would be, oh yeah, that's what a brother would do. Brother would fight him. No, that is not.
That is not
That
true.
is not what a black man would actually do. If I saw Jason and he just killed 20 of my close or best friends in ways that literally cannot be described, I would literally see Jason. If I was on that rooftop, I'd have been like,
Yeah,
man, how far down is this, man? I know.
But I think I could make it.
Again, like let's be like,
man, if I aim just right, man, I'm gonna hit that garbage dumpster, and maybe I might be.
Hey, it worked for John Wick. If I could hit
Right. I'm
that
gonna
canopy, that canopy.
but at that point, they have to, they have to add some type of Hollywoodism, right? Because let's be real,
Right.
you don't. Doesn't even have to be Jason. Let's say me, Blerd, all of us, we're at the club, right? And first, let's say me, I start a fight with a clearly superior dude, right? Let's just call it what it is. And the dude bodies me. Bro, with me and my boy, he's trying to jump in. We both get bodied.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I
That's
don't
exactly
expect
what I would do.
I would expect nobody to be like, yeah, well, clearly we got to keep jumping this dude. Like, no, this man is clearly superior.
Yeah.
We apologize, buy him a drink, and call it a night.
Yeah. Hey, Danny.
I don't think that's the end of the story. I think the end of the story is you play the long game, you take him home. I'm just saying, like,
I'm the bottom.
Wait, hold on. Wait, time
Like-
out. What happens after that?
you tell me. You tell me, man.
This is turning into a different kind of movie.
Wait.
But here's the thing, though.
Oh,
Like,
he beats my ass. He beats your ass. I come up. I say, "What's up? Hey, wow, you're from San Diego too? I'm from San
you smell
Diego.
awesome.
I play video games. Well, what are you doing? You live around the corner? Well, let me walk you
I
home."
mean,
I'm
And
gonna
then
be
we
honest.
make love
I'm
all
gonna be
night.
honest, though.
We
like-
wake up the next day. I punch him in the face while he's asleep because I fucking.
Yes.
But here's the thing, though. Let's be real, though. I don't think my confidence will be shook. Let's be real. Like, let's say everything happens, right? And you're like, you know what, bro? Let's say he shoots a shot. You know what? I apologize. You're actually a very good looking man. I'm like, thank you. I think so too. Want to go home later? Cool. I don't have the confidence to be like, yo, bro, can we switch? Oh, it's just me today. All right, cool. Just you know what I mean? Cool. You gonna call me later? No, all right. What? Like, I mean,
no, I like
You
Mugsy.
gotta
I like
stand up for
Mugsy's
yourself.
approach.
Uh-oh.
I like
despite him,
Mugsy's approach. Take him
check out
home,
what his.
What
make him
happened?
fall in love, break his heart,
Yeah. Break his heart.
just fucking psychologically destroy the man.
I don't know.
over
I feel
30
like
years.
I feel
Over
like
the next
Stockholm
30
syndrome.
years of your life together, just psychologically
Mhm.
destroy the dude,
Yeah.
and then
Be the
just at the
termites
end,
that tear his house down from the bottom up.
yeah, like ruin his credit.
Leave it
Oh
as-
damn! Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like after all
Get
of
him a
that,
timeshare. Make him buy a timeshare.
I feel like after all that,
Get
he's
him in
still
the
looking.
LMN.
That's fucked up.
Hey, let me tell you about NFTs, homie. Come here.
Yo, man, let me get you
For real.
these NFTs, my
Let me ask you this:
But
have you
again,
ever wanted
though-
to be your own boss?
Hey, Danny,
Again, though, that's
Danny.
cool and all.
Hey, Danny. What? But we'll be here fucking 17 hours. What makes you scary?
This is terrifying.
Bad credit.
Bad credit. You got to
No,
Real life.
My extended car warranty.
Oh god.
So whenever I watch a movie, like I just kind of turn my brain off, which is the way I like to enjoy things. So I don't go cinema sins on a movie where I'm like, oh, that wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever. So I just kind of live in it, right? So I think any kind of horror movie, like there'll be parts of it that are scary just because either it's a jump scare or like, you know, with something like The Strangers, like, oh shit, this is fucked up, it could really happen. And then you look out the window or the closet door is open and you're like, somebody there. Then with demons, you're like, demons aren't real, but they could be. What if they are? Oh shit. Then your mind starts
This
going.
is the time, yeah.
Unknown.
One of
Like, what am
my
I gonna do
favorite-
against that?
Yeah. One of
Yeah.
my favorite experiences, when the original Paranormal Activity came out, we went to watch it at the theater. Packed house. It was real cool experience. And then, but on the drive home, I was on the freeway by myself, and I just kept looking over at the rearview mirror, like, and I know I'm just driving on the freeway by myself, but it
what
was
if?
dark. You couldn't see, right? Like, and I'm like, oh shit, what if some Paranormal Activity shit starts happening right now?
Yep. So fun fact, there's a part of your brain that recognizes faces. That's a different part of your brain that recognizes like objects and stuff. When you go into low lighting or dark, do this after the stream. Do this at night. The reason
I don't
why
wanna sleep tonight.
the reason why people don't want to do it is because it's a real psychological phenomenon. Just stare at your face in the dark in the mirror. Close the door. Stare at your face. Your brain will do some weird fucking
That's
shit.
a pass.
Yeah, not just do it.
I might do some weird fucking shit too.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just do it.
It really works if you do like if you stare
Uh-huh.
and say Candyman.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Randy,
Whoa!
would you-
Whoa!
Is that Ernie?
Oh, boy.
Ernie, what works for you? What's scary for you?
Isolation.
The Castaway.
Yeah.
Well, and not just isolation. It's a kind of a combination. It's isolation and not knowing, like the possibility of someone being in your midst and you not know it. Kind of like okay, so like case point, I don't know if any of you've seen the movie Hush. It was on Netflix.
Yeah, I
for a
just
while.
watched it the other night. It's really good.
Okay, yeah, it's about the deaf woman who's like she lives alone out in like the middle of nowhere, and there's a dude literally like trying to break into her home, and it's like she can't hear the dude.
Nah.
It's like the dude's literally just, and he's kind of playing with her, like he's playing with her. Like there's times where like it's like, oh dude, he could have got her. He could have got her right there. He just fucking
Right.
Well, he straight up tells her, he's like, I'm not, I'm gonna get in eventually, but when I want to, kind of thing.
Right,
he's
yeah.
wanting to fuck with her for a while. Yeah.
Right. Like it's shit like that. Like coming up across somebody who can't be reasoned with, can't be bargained with. There's no like, hey,
Terminator.
Look. Right. Exactly. It's that thing when you're up against somebody who can't, like they don't
never
care.
empathize with you.
Right, yeah, they don't
Michael
care if
Myers.
you're scared. Right, like they just want to kill you. There's no like okay, one of my favorite things, me and my wife talk
That's
about
Bugs
this all the
Bunny
time.
too, by the way.
Well, no, he just wants to know what's up.
Yeah.
That's all he really wants to know.
Yeah.
But
thinks everybody's a doctor.
And also he wants to know where Albuquerque is for some reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, he just takes a wrong turn.
It's always the wrong turn.
I get what you're saying about like it's a human. They're in a human form, but there's nothing really human about them.
it.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's fucking scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, like if you look at The Strangers, that's actually one of my favorite lines from The Strangers when like she's like, oh well, why are you doing this? And they're like, because you were home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no reason. There's no method
rhyme or
behind the
reason.
madness.
That's
Right. It's just no. We're going to do this. It doesn't matter who you are. It could have been anybody, but you were here, so.
And I think there's something to that too. That kind of speaks to like the idea that the reality of the world we live in that a lot of us, we don't like to think about on a daily basis is that some crazy shit could happen at any moment. We could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time and some motherfucker that's determined to cause some chaos, you know what I mean? We could just be in their path. And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that type of story.
I always say this, like especially like to like all my friends or whatever, because like I have like a contingency plans for a lot of things. People think I'm ridiculous. I say like everything bad that has happened to somebody is because they believe that wouldn't ever happen to them, right? And I'm talking about everything like from somebody like breaking into my house, for example. Like I have a contingency plan in case like I'm not even trying to be funny, right? Like dead ass. This is actually how I feel. Somebody breaks in my house, I'm able to like overpower the person and apprehend them. And then I call the cops. I have a way to let the cops know that I actually live here. He don't shoot me instead, right? And I say this, right? People are like, that's ridiculous. That can never happen. I was like, yes, but it could.
It
you know what I mean?
happened.
It has.
Yeah.
But have you seen Home Alone?
Right.
Well, I don't have that much
actually,
time.
This is good. Like I'm just gonna jump ahead a little bit because this kind of this is a perfect segue to another thought-provoking question. So everything I'm afraid of is irrational. I don't have any rational fears. I'm not afraid of like things that could happen. I'm only afraid of nonsense. And I don't know. I think that applies to a lot of people. But why does irrational fear oftentimes hit harder than rational fear? Like, why are ghosts and slashers scarier than like cars, cigarettes, climate change?
Lack of control.
Because we can't control exactly.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah,
control.
It's unknown.
And the unknown, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
because going off of what Blerd was saying, sorry to interrupt you, man, but it's true. Like when you try to deal with somebody who overpowers you even psychologically, right? but he's the same as you. There's like no supernatural element to it. There's no, or his goal is not even to kill you. Just the fact that he has outplayed you from a psychological sense, that he knows you at his mercy. You constantly playing defense against this individual. That is terrifying. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hannibal Lecter. Like he's behind bars, like restrained, and
everyone.
then that's Yep.
He's like puppet mastering everything. He's 80 chess moves ahead of you.
That's why I love the ending of the first Saw movie. Because it's like fucking like it was something that I could have never came up with in 1,000 years. And it's
and it's so much. It's somehow so much scarier than the idea of in 50 years, this continent will be borderline unlivable. In a lot of places.
Right. Wait, what?
That should get us up.
Like, what? That's terrifying.
Hold on, what?
I'm just hearing this.
It's like, wait a minute, but wait a minute. But
Killer
Doll, that terrifies me more somehow.
Killer Doll.
No, I think he's just using an example.
As an example. There is
spiders.
actually a funny example about that in that Chucky show, though, when they talk about like how often or how likely something is to happen. It's like, hey, accidents happen all the time. People die all the time. But people being killed in their own home. Yeah, sure, it happens. Like murders perpetrated by like supernaturally possessed dolls, even less. Just the thing, like,
heart disease.
You're likely to die from eating some McDonald's.
That's right. Yes.
To be killed by a fucking ghost.
Wait, what? Oh.
You're like, what?
You guys are dropping a lot of info on me that I don't think I can handle.
Robo and a lot of other people have told me, like, spiders are our friends. They kill mosquitoes, which have a much higher chance of killing you.
I like spiders.
Spiders are good, and I'm like, fuck no, they aren't. Like, look at those fucking legs. Like, it's completely irrational. It's purely based on aesthetics. When really, I should be scared shitless of mosquitoes because they wiped out like medieval Europe. You know what I mean?
For real, no joke. For real, the #1 killer in the animal kingdom.
Yes. And I dislike them, but they definitely don't scare me. I'm never like, oh. I'm more like, fucker.
I'm more likely to be scared of a bee, which is not actually trying to harm me.
Lobsters are scary. I think lobsters are scarier than mosquitoes. And
I need to hear that villain origin story really quick. Like, what lobster hurt you?
They just look like giant sea spiders. That's really what it is.
Oh God! And I can tell you that was child's play too.
See, that's how I know this guy knows his horror.
I didn't realize you had like a doctorate in Chucky. I'm very impressed.
I know way too much about bullshit.
Cypher's about to get in his car and start driving towards Robo's house.
He's only like 3 hours away, so
he's like, man, I can get there, man. I can get there before dark.
I'm gonna fuck out this dude real quick. I beat him up, make it back.
Hold up, I need a minute.
He has a contingency plan for this already.
Oh, the joys of using someone's childhood trauma to harm them.
Yeah, I know. And he can't get me back because he'd have to like literally go find a dead dog picture, like a real dead dog. That's my only thing.
Yeah. Don't worry, Cypher. I heard he lost his passport in the DR and he can't come back.
It's true. It's true. He's there waiting for you.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't paid attention now. What word you guys said just now?
He's like, no. He's like,
we all laugh. You're triggered.
Here's the thing. I really, really am. Like, I want to curse you out right now so bad. Like, I was like, keep up professional. Like,
we are terrible people.
This is Halloween. This is a Halloween show.
Yeah.
No, actually, correction. It's a live scream. So.
It is a live scream. See, you have more. Judy, you're out. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You were out.
Do you see what we did?
Motherfucker.
So I actually shut the cameras off so I can't see you guys either. So.
Now you're in podcast mode. All right.
He's like, I'm done. He's like, I can't.
So question kind of going around the room. What is a horror trope that should be retired for good?
What's
like,
I'll go first.
Unironically, the most annoying. Yeah, go for it.
I'll go first. So check this out. Sometimes, like directors, writers, whatever, you can only do so much to elicit like a certain like reaction. And if you don't want to do jump scare, how do we get somebody upset? So kill a loved one. And if you notice, they go down younger and younger and younger, right? And what most directors will do is they'll avoid the babies thing, right? So we avoid babies unless you're like Serbian film or Human Centipede or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So what they'll do is, and this is the trope that I would really fucking like to fucking retire, and it's the dead dogs trope or the dead cat trope. The one where it's like, oh, and I hate it because I love horror movies. I do. I'm not like an Ernie like level of horror movies, but I like horror movies. Like, oh, cool. But if I fucking see like a little fucking like Pomeranian or a fucking dog that's like, oh, the kid loves it, I'm like, they're gonna fucking kill the dog because they need me.
What if they don't kill on screen? What if it's like to make an environment scarier when people show up, there are dead animals with like flies buzzing around them just already there?
Nope, don't like it because I fucking hated that part in the first episode of Why the Last Man. Like, why? How do they get us to really get an emotional reaction? I'm gonna have a dog whimpering, and then I'm gonna have the dog puking blood. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'd rather see a toddler puke blood. Sorry, that's probably not.
No, that's fair.
There's not enough of it.
Yeah,
not enough toddlers.
Not enough toddlers puking blood.
Which is more realistic, right?
That's right. That's mine.
I actually have two.
Hold on.
That bothers me. Are you done?
Jen. Jen, go ahead. What's yours? That way we're on order so we don't skip anybody.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I'll make it kind of brief, but I think that I know, spoiler alert, the lady here is talking about violence against women. Like, I don't think that we need to have rape in any movie, but I think that that's a trope among just like, how do we build a bad guy, right? Like, how do we make sure that the audience identifies that that's a bad person? Like, okay, let's go ahead and have them like rape someone, or let's go ahead and if it's not rape, then sometimes it's coded as like queer. It like the queerness is like the villain.
The bad guy,
yeah.
I think
trans.
I Spit on Your Grave strikes me as a notorious offender, even though that's
what is it called?
I Spit on Your Grave.
I Spit on Your Grave. They made
is that the one where like in the woods?
The first half of every
repeatedly raped.
Yeah.
She gets,
she
gets
there we go.
The formula for that franchise. The formula for the franchise is the first half of the movie is nonstop rape.
Yeah.
And the second half of the movie is like revenge.
Man-Eater couldn't finish it.
Uncomfortable.
Man-Eater could not finish it.
That actually reminds me.
The Hills Have Eyes has a similar thing.
The Hills Have Eyes.
He beat me to it. That scene.
Out all that shit about the director. Like
that.
Which I
he beat me to it. That scene was. It was like. It felt unnecessary. Like, I mean, there were already fucking mutants and killing. Like, that scene was just like.
It was too much.
It was too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, even I don't know.
It's like, I get it. They're monsters.
Yeah. I mean, like,
and even to like, you know, so someone can get their revenge. Like, even using it as the trope, like, oh, like we're gonna have like this person go through this trauma, like just so that they can have like a revenge story arc. Like, even that feels fucked up. So that's one where if I, you know, obviously never see that again, it'll be like. Cool. Yeah, I think it's also like almost shitty writing at this point. Like,
lazy,
it's very, very lazy. So I think that if that can be retired forever, let's do it.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one here. Talking about the dogs back there. This is a real site, and I do use it.
Oh yeah, does the
dog guy?
Yeah.
Well, you remember I told you last night when we were talking about the movie. And it's one of my favorite movies, and thankfully it's only in like the unrated director's whatever edit or whatever. It's not in the main one. It's not in the theatrical release. But there's a part in The Collector where there's a cat that just dies for no reason.
Oh yeah,
it is gratuitously.
Yeah.
Like when I say gratuitously.
Oh
I mean
you told me. Yeah, I'm not.
Unflinchingly gratuitous. Like, it is so over the top that like.
Yeah.
It's just like, why? Why are we doing
you just saw that?
But no, it just I totally that all that can go away.
Yeah, for sure. Danny.
I'm gonna say the killing people that are having sex, because I think that started to like.
Oh man, I love that.
Prevent, I guess, teenagers from having sex or whatever. Like, well, obviously, I don't know. I don't know if that's what. I don't know if that's what
went way down. It was a drop after Friday the 13th.
Right? Yeah. Nobody.
Where's the cut where like the like Jason just walks up with like a condom and just like here you go.
Like, I'm gonna let y'all finish.
Be safe.
All those slashers perpetually punishing those slutty teens.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine Jason just pulling up while you're having sex? He's just like,
I don't know if you guys have heard of the YouTuber Renegade Cut.
Give me 3 more minutes, Jason.
I have heard of Renegade Cut.
Renegade Cut's awesome, but he did a really awesome video about horror and like especially 80s horror, how it was basically a reflection of the Reagan era and how you know they were against any kind of sex and drugs and stuff like that. So basically, you could look at Jason Voorhees as the embodiment of Reaganomics kind of thing, you know, Reagan perspective, and so he's punishing.
I always knew they had something in common.
Yeah.
But to me, it was more of a. I hate it too, but it's because look, I'm big on like when movies, especially horror movies, they just have to have nudity in it. It's like sometimes it just feels so forced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, cool, titties. You know what I'm saying? Like that's. I honestly feel like that every time I seen that shit, it's like that's the whole point. Like, and there's always has to be like a full frontal scene of her running or like whatever the case may be. Like, let's get a good 30-40 seconds before she gets murdered. And I'm like,
I hate that.
Like, that
dude,
to me, like,
Return of the Living Dead.
look at her.
I'm like,
oh no,
this is bad. Fast forward this.
Why can't we
have that just so I know what to avoid? Like,
Well, it doesn't feel it doesn't feel like organic. It feels like okay, like if they're going through a checklist and be like, where's the okay, put the titties here, right? And that's how it feels. It's never like
Well, that seems to be more of like an older thing. Like they kind of moved away from that in the last decade or so. I think.
Smarter horror's got.
What are you gonna say, Jen?
Why can't we have the serial killer running naked? That would scare the shit out of me. Like someone running at me naked. I'm like,
what do I even do right now?
Flip the script.
Too bad about that.
I don't want to be die. I don't want to die aroused. Like, what is going on?
Like, once again, play the long game. Play the long game.
Running like. Maybe he doesn't want to kill me.
Where's he pulling all these knives from? You know?
You can only blame so much on rigor mortis.
There's actually one horror movie that almost does that.
Really?
Sleepaway Camp.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Sleepaway Camp. It's literally the ass into the. Yeah, it's at the ass end of the movie though. So it's kind of like whatever.
The ass end of the movie.
Yeah. You see what I did there?
Is the killer trying to back up? Is the killer trying to back up into these campers? Like,
oh, you haven't seen it.
Here's one though.
I dropped my knife.
Who's seen the movie Dead Alive?
Yeah.
I love Dead Alive.
Peter
That's
Jackson movie.
And
his
the
grandma
director of,
turns into
Lord of
a
the
big
Rings.
naked fucking monster at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He did another one from that era called Bad Taste, which is also disgusting. And
that one I haven't seen. I haven't seen that one.
Ooh.
Like it's for. I don't know. I feel like a lot of older horror was very, very problematic, and still is.
Of course.
I mean, Sleepaway Camp was.
Yeah.
Not
Sleepaway. Yeah, it was.
It did not age well.
No, I will say this without saying for anyone who hasn't seen the movie. I mean, God, the movie's
twist
like,
at the end.
20, 30, 40 years old by this point. I feel like, but the twist, the twist at the end is not. I think by today's standards, mishandles. I mean, even then, it mishandled the idea of like cross-dressing and transgenderism.
Oh yeah,
and all that. Like it didn't know how to. And I mean, honestly, back then, I don't think people as a whole didn't really know like what to do to portray that stuff in a respectable light. But like, it definitely didn't help.
Yeah, it seemed like they just used it to, like, oh, this would be
a shock.
Clever,
the shock value.
Twist. Yeah, there wasn't any thought behind it whatsoever as far as like how it relates to real people.
Right.
It was a shock value of the. That's how I felt.
No, it's 1,000% shock value. That was the only purpose behind that entire reveal.
Was that your retire the trope?
No, for me, actually, I was gonna say, well, someone else said it in my chat. Trey Johnson said in my chat, disability, taking people who are mentally or in some way intellectually disabled and saying like, oh,
like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, this person's a madman. They're
Yep.
physically disfigured. Yeah. Which I mean, I get it. That shit's supposed to scare you because you're really like, oh my god, that person's terrifying looking. But it's like at the same time,
it perpetuates some pretty bad tropes that
right.
It just feeds into the larger issue that we need to move past a lot of the stigma around mental health, and
100%.
that doesn't help.
It's too easy of a trope to fall back on. For especially back then, I mean, you see it a little less now, but like we brought like The Hills Have Eyes. It's like, I mean, I get it, mutant cannibals. Yeah, that shit's scary, but in a lot, not in all the cases of it, but in a good chunk of those cases, a lot of those characters, they were just, they were physically or intellectually impaired in some way, and it's like, oh no, they have to be bad people, right?
We see that a lot in real life too. We see that a lot, like when we sit there and we go, and not to like start the conversation, but it's like, we start talking about gun control, and they're like, well, the real problem is mental health, and it's like the vast majority of people with mental health don't kill people. Like it's not
right.
And so, and then when it's perpetuated in movies and horror, and it's like the killer's always somebody mental health. Like, how about the killer's a piece of shit and kills people?
Just because you're clinically depressed doesn't make you a murderer.
That makes me think though. Have y'all seen Halloween Kills?
I haven't yet.
How do you feel that they because they kind of seem to kind of address that a little bit? I'm not sure how well they pulled it off, but what do y'all think?
I thought that I tell you what, there's one side of it I thought they did really well, and that's the fact that mob mentality is dangerous.
Yeah.
That people just blindly following other people because they're like basically saying that anyone who's charismatic and riled up and angry can basically, turn an entire group of people like into irrational, hateful, just terrible
Psychos.
Individuals. Yeah, they turn them into psychos. They basically become the monsters that they
MAGA.
supposedly. Yeah, actually, honestly.
Hey, can you say that again? Your cough kind of.
Wait. I didn't. It's something like. I don't know. If they had red hats on that said, "Make America Great Again," it would have just been. Honestly, I would have found it incredibly triggering because it would have made it too real.
Yeah. The only thing about that is that he felt bad at the end, so I was like, I guess they're not mad.
That's the fantasy.
They learned their lesson.
That's the fantasy part of it. That's the fiction of it. That's the fiction of it.
Yeah.
But no, like the mental health part of it, I thought, I don't think it was handled perfectly, but I did appreciate the fact that they tried to at least imply that, this guy, people think he's dangerous. But at the same time, he's not dangerous. They're accusing this escaped mental patient of being like, some mass murderer. And this dude's scared.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he's scared. He's not trying to hurt anyone. He's probably more terrified of them than they are actually of him.
He's like a little spider.
Yeah.
To me, that's Frankenstein, though, right? Like,
Yes.
who's the real monster? Is it the monster or is it Dr. Frankenstein?
Right.
So,
Or the mob.
yeah,
or the mob.
yeah, the people with pitchforks, yeah.
Evil dies tonight.
It's funny. Did anybody get that bait and switch that they did? I was kind of mad because in the trailer, "Evil dies tonight," I'm like, they're gonna fucking kill Michael, and I was like, oh no, they said that when they were chasing the escaped patient.
Right. Well,
Like,
not only did they bait and switch it on that, but they also did a bait and switch on you, making you think that Jamie Lee Curtis was not going to be doing what she did in the original Halloween 2, which is laying up in a hospital bed. Most of the movie.
Doing nothing. Now here's the deal: the way they set it up, though, is okay. In the finale of this trilogy, if Laurie Strode doesn't go ham, I'm gonna be really upset.
Well, it's supposed to not take place the same night. The Halloween Ends is supposed to take place like a year or two from the night of Halloween.
In the future.
Kills. Yeah, in the future.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be in the same night. So,
It's Halloween 2049.
Yeah.
So I hope.
Wait. So are we going to finally learn that Laurie Strode is a replicant? Or
Yes.
I think Michael Myers is the replicant, but I don't know.
Man, that's deep.
Well, that's the
Maybe.
twist, though. They're
Maybe
both
he's gonna battle Uber Jason from Jason X. That'd be cool.
Jason goes to space.
That's my favorite Jason, by the way.
It's fun as hell. It's stupid, but it's fun.
It's full of so many unlikable characters that you're perfectly fine with everybody being killed.
Everybody.
Everyone.
That's how I felt about Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm saying
I love
like
Freddy versus Jason.
I remember when Kelly Rowland was talking shit to Freddy, like, yo, Jason, this. I'm like, you should be running. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
So it's like
the butter knives you got on your fingers. I was like, them ain't butter knives.
Like Jason got this big old
the dark meat. I did appreciate the dark meat jab.
Yeah.
How sweet. Dark meat.
Cypher, what you retiring? What's your trope?
fucking everything is part of an ancient curse. Every time every time
you're over the ancient curse.
Like that is
scary. Just get that shit out of here.
Bro, every time I see that shit, I think that's like when writers try to like magic, for example. Like I don't have to explain shit, it's a curse. You know what I'm saying? I hate that trope. I like it's just
it was an ancient Indian burial ground.
Yeah, it's just like it's just the only time I think it was handled better, only because it was satirical, was in the Cabin in the Woods. Right?
I did like that. I did like that.
Because it was everything there was satirical tropes, right? Everything that happened, like they acted stupid. Everything
it was
like
a spoof.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I hate the ancient curse, right? Now, another thing that I hate is unless it's a body horror movie, I hate the overly gore, overly like graphic killings of like things
like Saw. You don't like Saw?
No. If it's a body horror movie, I enjoy it because I know expecting that. But when you go to like a slasher film, right, and then you see like the dismember, like all that stuff, I'm like, okay, I get it. Move on to the next kill. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I enjoyed all the scary movies because I left things to the imagination.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the OG Chainsaw Texas man, the massacre motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You don't see the tearing with the chainsaw. You just like see it like through shadows, through like wall splatters. Just like if you leave certain things to the imagination, it feels a lot better. And I'm back to tropes, and I'm not going video games because that's my thing, right?
Yeah.
When a video game creates a true horror moment, I'm gonna use Outlast 2 as an example. There's a scene where nothing actually happens, but the atmosphere alone terrifies you. Was when you're like in a rowboat in a fucking swamp. Everything is dark. All you hear is the water. All you see is the moon like reflecting the water. Silence, and you hear the wind. Terrifying, because you expected something to happen. Nothing happened. The entire moment from that scene to the end, I was fucking terrified. Right?
Oh, that's one that you like because it scares you.
Because they set up with atmosphere, right? Like when it's people like rely too much, like on the jump scares or on the like. Let me show you how grotesque this kill is gonna be. To me, it like kind of loses its impact unless it's a body horror. Yeah, where I go expecting somebody to get dismembered. It's like I don't care for it. You know what I'm saying? That's me.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, for sure.
I don't need gratuitous gore for something to be like
impactful.
Scary.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that the first Halloween movie, I don't think it had like any blood in it whatsoever.
Hardly. It was reserved.
You know what they did have though?
The snake
boobs. They fucking killed a real snake.
In the first Halloween movie?
Yep. Yeah, that was a real snake. Unless I'm thinking Friday the 13th, the first one. One of those, the first.
Yeah, I don't think there was a snake on the first Halloween.
It was Friday the 13th because it was at a camp. So
okay,
but still, there was a real snake. And
I remember
the way that it moved, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck." And then I looked it up, like there's no way. And I looked it up, and sure shit, it was real. And
Robo got to the end, and he didn't see that no animals were harmed during the making.
I'm like, you motherfucker!
He's like bullshit. But that's a good example though, because there's a kill in the first Halloween that terrified me. Is when when Michael like scratched. I think it was the first one or the second one. Well, like Michael scratched the dude's car, and the dude was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And like he got him in his, and then he kills him with a hook or some shit.
Yeah.
And you don't see that. You just like it was like the perfect cutaway to and that shit terrified me only because like if I would have seen like the eyes being gouged out or like I would like cool, like it takes the realism away. I don't know, like if you leave shit to me, like for me to fucking overthink shit, that's when I get terrified.
The example that I often think of isn't even in a horror movie, but I often think of this when it comes to like how you can do editing in such a way, combined with music and make you feel like you saw some fucked up shit when you didn't. Is in The Dark Knight when Joker cuts that dude's mouth.
Right. You don't actually see it.
You don't see it, but it's like you're like, holy shit. You know what I mean?
And your brain fills on the rest, which is oftentimes
Worse.
Worse.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
imagination is better than any special.
Yeah,
Yeah,
90% of
that's
that.
true.
90% of that kills Hans Zimmer's score though. But yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's
Yeah.
well because I forget what it was. I actually looked at. I was doing like looking at the behind the scenes or whatever on it, and I remember they were talking about how they came up with like all of Joker's score for that film and why it makes you feel uncomfortable when you hear it. Like it's supposed to be these really like these dissonant like
He was like
sounds and stuff
rubbing
like
razor
that.
blades down cello strings.
Yeah,
and shit. Really
like
messed
the
him
shit
up.
that's not supposed to sound good, but it works because it makes you
Builds-
uncomfortable.
Builds
Right.
unease. Yeah.
Now, I'll say this though, when it comes down to like when like jump scares that work, is when they're not telegraphing like, okay, silence, then loud bang. There's this jump scare, right? And it happened in the game that to this day terrified me, and I can replay this shit over and over. Resident Evil 7, when you're in the bathroom, right, and Jack is like, at this point you think you killed him because you set his ass on fire, and when you're about to walk out the room, he just casually walks in the room and grabs you by the neck. It was so casual. There was like no loud bang. You don't hear no laughter, nothing. He just walks in with his terrified redneck face and just picks you up, and you'd be like, "The fuck," right? That
Alien
shit
Isolation had a lot of that.
Yes.
Yeah, Alien. Yes, Alien Isolation was very good.
It's a
at that.
scary fucking game.
Like one of the most terrifying things about that game was when you're about to make it to the phone and save, and then you see your character just looking down, and you're just impaled. That's terrifying. You're like, "What the fuck? I ain't hear
was
shit
there."
out there." Yeah.
You could
That's like I
play
was
that
about
game
to do it.
perfectly. You could play that game perfectly, hide in all the right places, not make any noise, and that motherfucker will still find you. And
There's-
it's
yeah.
like, oh,
There's
Yeah.
actually a good answer for that.
Yeah, it's a yeah.
I
It's,
died
it's,
so
it's
many
the
times.
AI.
They had
It's-
the game has
yeah.
two AIs, right?
Mhm.
One that tells the alien clues where you at, and the other one that learns from your
What you're
past
doing.
habits.
mm.
You know what I mean? So
If you
like,
hide in lockers too much, it'll start checking lockers looking for you.
Mm.
and then
Man,
if you're
that's
playing
scary.
too well, too
Mhm.
well, like the AI will never tell you where you at exactly, but it will give it clues. Like
Mhm.
check this room and shit like that. So that's why you never feel safe.
Right. It always knows where you are. It never knows exactly
But
where
still,
you are,
that's
but it knows the room, like it knows the area of the.
Which makes it
map.
fucking scarier.
just
Yeah.
knowing that the game is figuring you out is scary.
Yeah.
It's an AI that I'm surprised other people have not picked up on.
Hasn't been replicated.
No.
No, I'm afraid.
Like,
I'm
The
surprised that
closest
hasn't
is
attacked
Mr.
us.
X. Mr. X is like the closest, but like even Mr. X doesn't learn from what you do. He just follows you.
It just
He like
follows you.
Mr. X aimlessly looks for you.
And you can exploit. You can exploit them too.
Yeah, you can.
Take care,
Yeah,
Aramis.
yeah.
Thanks for dropping in.
Also, I don't know if y'all know this. Anyone who ever played the Silent Hills demo, PT.
Yeah.
Someone actually went into that game and figured out why you always felt like something was following you. And what they did is they detached the camera from the first person perspective and then and zoomed it out to make it third person. So basically, the ghost that's in that house that's
Is always
fucking
behind
with
you.
she's always behind you.
Mhm.
She's always like 5 feet behind you. So like if you get that feeling, you're like, let me look behind me, make
Yeah.
sure none's it's because she's literally right there.
And like they tell you when you play with headphones, right? Like, when you got like the 3D sound, like there's like this breath audio effect that you feel like somebody's breathing on your neck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That
By the
shit's
way,
fucking crazy.
fuck Konami. Continue.
So Dane, what
Dude,
should
yes.
what needs to be what needs to be retired?
Yeah, I've been sitting here trying to think because I mean, you guys said a lot of good ones. I definitely pretty much agree with all of them. I don't like the killing animals just to show oh, this is how fucked up this movie is, and definitely think that the sexual assault as a motivation for revenge type of thing is way overdone. If it ever should have been done, it should have been done like once and done. You know what I mean? But like. It's definitely now this day and age doesn't need to happen anymore, and thankfully it seems like I can't think of anything I've seen that's done that in a while. The ancient Indian burial ground thing is pretty fucked up and played out. I don't know. I can't think of anything else specifically. I'm a gore fan. Like I'm down for some ridiculous gore. I mean, not like. Oddly, I'm more in favor of like the just absurd amounts of gore than I am like a realistic kind of gore. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm a big fan of horror comedy. I just can wash the shit out of some horror comedies. And so, you know, you throw buckets of blood and guts at it, and it's kind of got like a tongue-in-cheek tone, then I'm all about it. But yeah.
No, I could definitely empathize, because while you were thinking about what to say next, I was thinking like, what horror movie could be made if all of our dreams came true? Like if like they're all of them, all the tropes are done. So okay, horror movies are no more.
Someone brought up something in my chat. They brought up the found footage thing, like people like holding cameras at moments, like being worried about filming when they shouldn't be.
I love found footage.
I've never liked that, really.
Found footage is incapable of scaring me. I don't know what it is, but it just completely sucks me out of it, and I'm like, okay.
Listen.
There's only one or two I've actually like legitimately loved.
Blair Witch was.
So
like the first one.
I'm a big fan of the Paranormal Activity franchise.
You like my guilty?
I like the story though. I like the story behind it.
It's actually my guilty pleasure. Like a lot of people hated it, but like I've actually followed the entire series.
I want to watch the new one. There's a new one on Paramount Plus right now.
There's actually a VR game that I want to try out too. And it's
3, I think, was probably like the best. Those like the prequel one. That was the one I liked the most out of all.
There was a movie that had, when they came up with the whole Xbox thing, that the Xbox had the camera.
The Kinect
was that 4?
I think it was 3 or 4.
No, that was 3. The one you were talking about, Blerd, was 4.
Wait, the prequel one?
Yeah, the prequel one with the grandma, that was 4. The third one was with the Xbox, with the girl that was filming everything through her iPad, her MacBook.
Oh yeah, through a Kinect or whatever.
Yeah.
The
Kinect. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, the Kinect. Oh, that was so cool. Like, I was like so. I don't know. I'd never seen something like that, so it's pretty. I felt it was pretty inventive.
Yeah.
Because we don't think about the dots moving around or whatever. Like, you know, how the Kinect actually works.
Right.
Now, there's an issue with the Paranormal Activity and any fucking paranormal movies with ghosts, right? That I just can't. No matter how good the movie is, it always bothers me, right? Why do fucking ghosts have to fuck with you to kill you? Yo, like, hey, before we kill this person, let's move his keys around. Like, oh, his baby's here. Put it in this room. Oh, he don't know that was me. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta weaken you.
Yeah, but they clearly have the power, but to fuck some shit up. They were like, all right, let's start. I get it. Movie has to movie, right?
They've been doing this shit for a while, man. They're like they have a science to it that you just don't.
Well, at least with Pennywise and like Freddy Krueger, they explain it so much. Like they feed on the fear, you know, to make them stronger.
That's the
But there's also go ahead, Blerd.
Oh no, I was gonna say, what was it? The ones I was thinking about, the ones I've usually thought weren't as stupid were ones that were actually predicated on an actual good reason as to why people were actually filming anything in the first place.
Gotcha.
Like the ones where they're like, oh, I'm holding a camera the whole time. I'm kind of like, all right, that's stupid.
Right.
But like the ones where it's like, oh, hey, like there's one, it's a Korean one called, I think it's called Ganjam.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's a streamer.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking good.
That movie's really good. They actually, they kind of, it's incredibly similar to another one called Grave Encounters. It's similar storyline, but not the same movie. But they're filming a TV show, so they have cameras set up everywhere. So that's how they're capturing.
The Korean one is so much better.
The Korean one, the Korean was great.
It's really good.
It legitimately, there's a scene in it that legitimately fucked me up.
Yeah.
But just I love the fact that like I think where Grave Encounters kind of gets me too is that like all the stuff that you would yell at the camera or yell at the screen for people to do, like when you're like watching a horror movie, like, oh my God, just do this, or oh my God, just do that. They're try to do it. They actually try to do it, but it just doesn't work. Like there's like it's like the one black guy that's working with him. He's always like, no, dude, I'm going out this way, or no, I'm gonna go do this, or we're gonna go do that. Every time he fucking tries, they're like,
the demon is like, nah, son.
There was one that I forgot the name that I actually enjoyed a lot that took place entirely in the messages, just like how we're talking about. Like, so they couple of friends face
the host.
I don't remember. I remember it was like a group of friends.
A Zoom call.
Yeah, they're like in a Zoom call and everything. And somebody's like in the call with them. They try to kick him out and everything.
They're doing a seance.
The host. Yeah.
We'll add that question, Shaman. We'll add that question. Man, I was just about to say something. Real quick. So talking about shaky camera, I just want to say real quick. I was 19. I was 18 or 19 when Blair Witch came out. So functionally an idiot, right?
Functionally.
This is before like social media explodes. So we're in the 90s. Internet's a thing. You look up stuff, but not like it is today, right? Sci-Fi Channel does a fucking actual documentary. The commercials, the way it's filmed, everything is presented as if it's real.
Yeah.
And all I know is here's the stuff that happens. And I'm a skeptic, but also at the time, I believe in the supernatural. So I'm like, I'm not really following the ads and stuff. I have my own thing going on, but I'm like, what is this blurry? Yeah, it's supposed to be found footage. I don't know, documentary. There's a thing on Sci-Fi Channel. I think it's real. Okay. Yeah. I'm watching it in the theaters. Now, at the end, when you're going through the things and you see the credits and you see there's actors and stuff, at the end, after you've left the theater and can do your Googling, you realize it was fake. But the journey through the fucking film at theater release is, what's going on? What is this movie about? It's supposed to be found footage. And you think you're watching something real. Now, anybody who's not 41 years old, maybe like I'll give it like 37 to fucking 40.
I was
like
17, so I was right there.
You
with
get
you.
it. You totally get it. Like everyone else saw it like in the 2000s or not the
you
2000s.
Don't know.
But you've already established.
That's that's how War of the Worlds was, like
that. Yes.
Same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's crazy though. I don't even think I would even go back as the Blair Witch. I had the same conversation with my friends about the first Paranormal Activity. I remember like Danny said, the theaters were packed.
Yeah,
right.
And it was real.
And the last scene is what fucked it up, right? Because they say we found XYZ's body at this place. Oh, girl has never. We don't know shit about her. You know what I mean? Like nothing, right?
Like she's missing.
She's missing. Like they play it off.
You know who didn't fall for that?
You did.
Oh, as you say, you know who didn't fall for that is old motherfuckers like us that are like.
But I remember.
We remember
when I saw my homies, right? We were teenagers.
I saw it on black and white, no sound.
The entirety of that ride home. Mind, we were like driving through like a wooded area and shit like that because I was in Pennsylvania. We were happy. Like I was telling my homies, were like, that shit ain't fucking real. They're like, no, bro, it has to be. Blah, blah. Look how it ended. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. But deep down, I'm hoping that my words are real. Because I'm panicking though, right? And here's the thing about, I gotta go what Blerd was saying about the found footage thing. Paranormal Activity actually handled it pretty well because when old dude, when it was time for him to leave the camera behind, he did. Like in the last scene where girl started screaming, he didn't grab like, oh shit, my girl's in danger. He didn't grab the camera, went down,
run backwards while looking at the monster.
He actually had like there were scenes whenever he needed her when she got dragged out the bed.
Yes.
When and
you got to hear the sounds off camera down the hallway. Yep.
Like, and I think that's my problem with found footage is that they need to like, okay, well, we need to keep the tension and the action going. Well, okay. He still has his fucking camera. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, logical reason for the. One movie that's not a horror movie, but it's found footage that did some pretty clever stuff with it is Chronicle.
Yeah, Chronicle was a good one.
Like toward the end, whenever he's just using telekinesis, he's got all these iPads and shit flying around him and stuff.
TV cameras, he's picking up everything.
Pretty cool.
The plane coming out of the. I remember there was a great shot of the plane coming out of the clouds that was like way scarier than I would have expected that kind of thing to be.
Yeah. It makes you rethink the prospect of like what it would be like to fly.
Yeah.
Like how much fun would flying actually be if you knew a plane could come out of nowhere and potentially kill you?
Yeah.
I would
even
be,
the jacket.
I would have to manage my airspace. I would have to try to stay above or below.
You need an air traffic
people laugh at that. Is
controller.
especially hard.
Like you need the CB radio that's like wired into air traffic controls. You just know where.
I would definitely coordinate with air traffic control for sure.
Yeah,
that's right.
Actually,
make sure you get 1,000 feet devolution, right? Yeah.
One that I'll give a free pass to is As Above, So Below. That's another one I'll actually give a free pass to because like they use GoPros.
Yeah.
So it's like the cameras are on them. It's not like
and you forget. Yeah.
You, like it's one of those after a while. After I was watching it for a while, it's kind of like I forgot it was a found footage movie. But the reason why I think it actually works in their favor, GoPros or not, is that they're underground, so everything gets claustrophobic. So the fact that you're that close, like your perspective is that close on them, that it kind of makes you feel that same claustrophobia in points. There's like a, like I think the first time I watched is a part where like the one black guy, that's in the movie, he gets stuck, and like he's like they're going through one of these holes and like he's too big to go through it, Not because he's like overweight or anything. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
And like he can't get through, and he starts like freaking out. And I was like, that would be me.
100%.
I was like, dude, like, cause like I started empathizing with the guys, like, ooh, and like there's a point where they're trying to calm down. He's like, dude, just leave me the fuck alone. Just leave me the fuck alone. He's like, because people are trying to help him. He's like, no, get away from me. Like I was like, dude, I'm that guy.
You know what
That would be
movie
me.
doesn't get a pass? Fucking Cloverfield.
Yeah.
No, because there's a big ass fucking monster coming at you. He's like, dude, why the fuck are you filming?
Like, every time they're filming everything, and here's the thing: the dude is the worst. Fucking, I don't know, like documentation. Like this motherfucker is like is always turned the camera away from
That would have been
from where the shit he should be filming.
Would have been like a legit good movie if they just ditched the found footage angle. Like
100%.
that was the weakness. It was all the other ingredients were there. Like it was a cool movie.
Like,
It's just
the only time
like,
it worked was
why?
when they had the little smaller, like the little, I guess, babies, the little
tunnels.
things.
Yeah.
The tunnels.
Yeah, the
Oh
tunnels.
yeah.
That's also because like they were using night vision. It was more. It
Should have been a
was
scene.
more in.
It should have been a let's.
Yeah, it should have
Yeah.
worked better. The whole movie as a whole would have been better
Without
if it wasn't found.
This is one scene that pissed me off when like girl's like, oh my god, what is that? And it's like Cloverfield, and he goes like, what? And he turns away with the camera like, bitch, we want to see too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's the one of the fatal weaknesses of that style, man.
like it's,
Judah, I feel I was been thinking about this, and plus you texted me. I feel we skipped you on. We skipped you on a couple. Which ones did we skip you on? Oh, thanks for coming back to me. He said all of them.
Thank you.
Rapid fire, go.
I'll stick with tropes. So I think my least favorite of all time is when you find out at the end of the movie that the ghost is actually good and that they were just trying to help them. Like, I hate that.
Do you?
Like
the lady in black is
I
such a good horror movie, and then at the end it's like, oh, she's not evil. Like, why were we scared? You know what I mean?
They did something similar in The Conjuring too.
Hate that shit.
with the old dude.
Yeah,
It's the fucking nun, bro. The one you saw in the very first scene and never saw again.
I don't mind. Like a lot of the other ones that you all mentioned are valid and like they're good. They don't really bother me. That like to me, it's if it fits the movie. Like there are some movies where I'm okay seeing.
I want to see a dead dog.
Egregious boobs, you know, like there are some where I'm like, yes, bring on the boobs, and then there are some where I'm like, boobs would be strange here, you know, like it just there's a place for the boobs and there's a place for no boobs. And then the dog thing doesn't really bother me. I don't whatever horrible thing happens in a movie, it just doesn't bother me because I know it's a movie, and I know you know. It's a movie
except for
too,
that
but,
snake.
Look at the snake.
Rest in peace.
Look, that
Yes,
snake
that's
is like,
true.
it was real with me.
Yeah,
They-
bitch.
As long as no actual animals were harmed in the filming, like Cannibal Holocaust, which that was a
Never will watch that.
But
Yep.
yeah, like that stuff doesn't bother me too much. It's really the ghost is a good guy, and also the fake jump scares where it's like,
Oh yes.
Yeah, I don't like.
I
those
do
either.
hate
I don't
that.
like those either.
Why
The
are you
slam
doing it?
door or yeah.
Scream does that a
sometimes-
lot.
Sometimes it's a place where if the jump scare was real, it would have been really, really good, and they wasted it on some gotcha bullshit. So
It was
Like a
actually
friend playing a prank or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
oh,
it's
oh,
the
no, the
boyfriend.
boyfriend.
It's the boyfriend who will actually turn out to be the killer at the end, anyway. So yeah.
Oh,
What do
no,
you think
no,
about,
actually, the worst one for me is when like the person turns around is like somebody they know, like, oh, you snuck up on me. Like, why was she trying to sneak up? Like, she wasn't trying to scare him. She was just, hey, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Be scared.
The Ring is one of my favorite horror movies. I like both versions. But one of the greatest things about it is they almost faked you out. They were like, "Oh, it's going to be the ghost is actually good thing," and then no, it's not.
No.
It's
It's big middle
she
finger
never
to you.
sleeps.
They did. That was another. I think they did that with. Oh, go ahead,
guys.
Bye,
Oh, I'm gonna
Jennifer.
just leave. Bye, guys.
Oh.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me. I gotta leave. Sorry. Bye.
Jennifer, thanks
Bye,
for coming
Jennifer.
on. Hey,
Thank you for joining me.
their
Nice-
link is in the chat. Their link is in the description. Click, go, subscribe, follow. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Judah, like, or anybody, like, the pointless jump scare? But what happens? Sometimes they'll do one where it's like, cat jumps out, for example, or whatever, and it's like, oh, fake jump scare, but then it kind of sets up a real scare. That's
I don't
yes.
think
I don't think
it's like the double. They go for the double.
Double is good.
I think it's rare. I think it's rare that they set that up the right way. I know what you're talking about, and I think it can be done well, but it's a lot of times it's like once I get the fake jump scare, then when the real jump scare happens, I'm conditioned to be like,
well, he means like the half a second one after.
Yeah. Like
like a boom. It's just a thing. And bam! God damn it.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be It's got to be timed just right to where like the fake jump scare, you're like, oh, okay, and then just as you're relaxing, that second thing hits, right?
Yeah,
and that's when you want to get them.
There's a jump scare. There's a jump scare in the first Conjuring when she goes into this room, and I can't remember what led up to it, but she looks up at like this wardrobe, and on top of it is just like that witch ghost thing is just like, and it was just so sudden that I was just like, oh, and I still have that image burned in my mind.
Wait, you talking about the Darth Maul scene?
The clap is cool. Yeah, the clap.
I like the clap. Yeah,
because they're playing that game, and they set that game up like at the beginning of the movie, and then somebody mentioned The Ring. That image of the first girl that dies in the closet, dead in the closet. It's seared in my mind.
That's actually the most terrifying part of the whole movie to me.
Never seen anything like it. That's why, I just never seen any kind of, distorted, fucked up face like that. Plus, you don't know why it happened, how it happened. You're just like,
oh, and it's so quick. Yeah. You only see it for a split second.
Yeah.
White.
You know what's weird? Oh, sorry.
You know what I'm talking about? Those white hands reaching out of the sewer. You didn't think that was scary?
I did. It was freaky, but I guess because they flashed it so that with the girl in the closet, when they flashed it so fast, that I wasn't ready for it because I was like, oh, they're not gonna show the girl. And I was like, then they did. I was like, oh shit.
All right, I'm gonna tell y'all.
Oh, well, I just want to talk about the face real quick. True story. Going into the theater at release, I'm a little bit late as usual. And I'm going through at the bottom, and I'm looking up, trying to find where my people are at. I'm looking at the rows of seats. Oh, there he is. But I don't want to miss it either. And I can hear the music, and there's something going on. So I'm going up the stairs. I look back, literally at the exact fucking time I look back. The door opens. I see the face. I give out a little tiny high pitched thing, and I'm like, oh! And I threw the popcorn, fall down on the steps, and half the theater's laughing. And I don't like that movie. Fuck that movie.
You were part of the experience. I'm going to tell y'all what I think is the best jump scare ever, and you can tell me if you agree or not. In The Thing, whenever they're doing the blood test, he's doing the blood test, and they distract you to such a degree as to who might really be the thing, right? And then he touches that thing, the hot coil or whatever, wire to it.
Bam.
Fuck, man, that still gets me. I've seen that movie
actually that in the
15 times.
The hands in the stomach.
Yeah, I was about to say the defibrillator scene. That both of those scenes, just because you're not paying attention. You're not expecting anything to happen. He's sitting there, he's getting ready to do it, all of a sudden, boom, stomach opens up, hands are gone now. It's
no way you can prepare for that, right?
No. The first time we see the chest burster too, we had never seen any shit like that before.
Neither had the crew. Neither had the cast.
It looks weirdly delicious.
Yeah.
Is that just me?
Yes.
Well,
it's shut.
Oh no!
You mean the freshly born xenomorph baby looks delicious?
Yeah, freshly born
jam.
You can wrap it with bacon and shit and fucking put it.
Yeah, it looks like a scallop. It looks like a scallop or one of those really nice steamed dumplings. You know what I mean?
All right.
You want it to be lit.
That's enough for me, dog.
Good.
I'll say, I think for me, right? And oh god damn, are we gonna watch this?
Hold on.
Oh, the blood city. Oh,
we'll do you last.
Look at this. Look at him up.
What is it? Okay.
Oh, god damn.
That's dope.
I will say one of my favorite lines in the history of cinema comes after the scene is over.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, right?
No. It's the part where
right after? Is it in the scene?
No. I don't know if it's in the scene because it takes place like once everything's calmed down. But the guy who's in the tan, like in the khaki shirt and in the pants, there's a part where like they finally their blood test everybody, they make sure everybody's good, and he's like, "Gentlemen, I know you all have been through a lot, but if you don't mind, I would not like to spend the rest of this fucking winter tied to this fucking couch." That and Keith David, he's like, "Man, cut me loose.
So, damn, I can't sleep tonight. I'll say
we have scarred Cypher.
Oh yeah, Cypher.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do have one more scene, another scene. I'm just kidding.
I will disconnect. Friendship over. Now I think okay. One of the most terrifying things for me was actually in a video game, a game that was never going to get remade because the company went under. Eternal Darkness. Yes. Eternal Darkness is possibly one of the most stressful games ever, right? Because it introduced something called the sanity meter that you don't know what it does, right? The game, like at the beginning, it briefly tells you, but you don't know to what degree it's gonna fuck with you, right? So basically, every time you see, mind you, you're armed to the teeth, you got magic powers and everything, but you will make sure your health is low as long as that sanity meter is all the way out, because the game will fuck with you in like there'll be jump scares that happen out of nowhere. There'll be things that happen in the game, but then it will do things like, for example, you try to save your game and then you hit save and it says deleting file, right? There's a scene that will say like insert disc 2, but there's only one disc.
There's a demo scene too. They say thank you for trying out this game, or it says thank you for playing the Eternal Darkness demo.
And then but one of the worst scenes ever, right? And this is actually a scripted scene, and I actually let out a very high-pitched scream when I saw it, was when you walk into this random bathroom, right? And then when you click on it, the bathroom's empty, but when you click on like to examine, you see your character's body like soaked in blood. And the scream that she let out, you could like, it was terrifying because you did not expect it. And yeah, that game is a masterpiece when it comes down to fucking horror.
There was also a fly that would crawl across your screen sometimes too, like just to fuck with you. Like it just, you would see something, you'd be like, "Is that an actual fly on my screen?"
Yeah, it's just a bunch of shit would just happen. I'm like, yo, this game is fucking.
I wish somebody would actually like bring that game back, like remake that game, because that game was well ahead of its time. It's a shame that I think it only came out on GameCube.
On GameCube, yeah. So, and Silicon Knight. But yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Hey, we got two more questions quick, but I do want before Judah goes into those next two questions, I do want to get back to this real quick. We'll do this a rapid round, and I'm gonna take the easy one and say Last Cabin in the Woods. Sorry, go, Judah. So we don't skip you again.
Okay. So best horror comic of 2021.
No. Real quick, rapid fire. Let's do Shaman's.
For this question. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite horror comedy? And you already took Last Cabin.
It's the easy one.
Cabin in the Woods. God damn it. Fuck. I'll have to go back to something Dane mentioned. Dead Alive, I would say, is my favorite of those.
Danny.
I think both of the Happy Death Day movies are pretty funny. I like those. Yeah, I think I would consider them horror comedies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Ernie.
Oh man, Willy's Wonderland.
What is that?
Is that the Nick Cage movie?
That's the Nick Cage movie where it's basically Five Nights at Freddy's.
All right.
That
sounds scary already.
The best part is he never talks. He's a silent protagonist the entire movie. He doesn't even grunt.
He doesn't scream the bees.
Does he make Nicolas Cage faces? Like, does he go?
He does not like that, but he's basically like the stoic protagonist.
Gotcha.
Like he's mostly just kind of like his reaction to seeing animatronic, like demonically possessed animatronic, like Chuck E. Cheese, things trying to kill him is basically like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's his response.
I got you. Cypher, go.
Scary movie too. I don't know why.
Nice.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's very actually like the best one. Yeah. Like for me.
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, dang. Like all the parodies. Amazing.
All right, I'm gonna cheat because I actually have got these 3 Blu-rays right here because I'm working on a video about this. It's an unofficial trilogy. It was almost related, but they all the 3 movies got made, but they did not end up being part of the same anthology like they were originally going to. And Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight.
Good
All right,
stuff.
and then it's just a fun, stupid horror movie. And it's actually got comic book themes in it and everything. Little kid reads a comic, and at one point, the comic comes to life and drives, But
also, Billy Zane is amazing in that movie.
Yeah, dude,
I love Billy Zane.
Not
so
the
good.
better half. He says, like, you bunch of podunk weld in there, motherfuckers. Can you pull that scene up? That's amazing. But
it's awesome.
Two other movies that were almost part of the Tales from the Crypt movie franchise, but they didn't end up being, were The Frighteners by Peter Jackson.
Yes.
And From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah, classic.
In another universe, all three of those are Tales from the Crypt films. But
I can actually see that. I can see that.
I did not know
especially
that.
The Frighteners. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Hi, Marlene.
Cool.
Welcome to the chat.
Hello, Marlene.
All right, we are in the last two. We're almost done to wrap this up. So I want to just go ahead and say real quick, if you are in Dane's stream or Blerd stream, hey, just real quick, stay in that stream, but just open up a new window. Come and give us a little sub. You know what I'm saying? Just shameless plug is shameless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. Unfortunately, I was not able to navigate the process of streaming this to my channel,
worries.
so,
No worries.
yeah.
No worries.
So it's actually very shameful.
I'm still streaming.
There you go.
There you go.
Somehow OBS decided to work just for this stream. It said "fuck my Blerd cave," but definitely.
Whenever you say OBS,
I bet.
Whenever you say OBS, I think IBS, and I'm like,
yeah, and that also sucks.
That would also be terrible.
Yeah,
that would also be so bad.
So I want to go first on this one because I feel like someone else is going to take mine, and I want to be the first one to say it, so I don't seem like a copycat.
Do it.
But we're talking best horror comic book of 2021.
Oh shit!
And I'm gonna just come out swinging and say The Nice House on the Lake, which is just spectacular.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
I don't think comic books don't scare me. It's something about the delivery. It doesn't really scare me. I enjoy horror comics, but I'll never be like reading a comic book, turn a page, and be like, oh, doesn't happen to me. But
you're not reading them right.
How do I read them right?
In the dark, dim light, good
surrounded
music.
by razor blades swinging around.
Yep. And if you jump, yep.
Yeah. Okay. But this, I don't know. Anyone who hasn't read it, I would say pick it up. Even if you don't like horror, just pick it up. It's this crazy acid trip of a comic book where these people just randomly end up at this house on a lake, and the only thing they have in common is this one friend. And while they're there, the rest of the world dies horrifically, and now they're stuck on this place, and they have no idea why, and they have no idea who their friend is, but they think he might be an alien, and he has tornado hands, and that's the summary. That's the book
Tornado
right there.
hands, all right.
Yeah.
Like the Flash.
I will say that I do like the campy 1980s feel of Hack Slash. But if I want something that makes me feel uncomfortable, and it's fucking really good too, is Nail Biter. Nail Biter.
Nice.
Check that out.
Okay.
Danny.
I'm gonna say Stray Dogs.
Ooh.
I was thinking that one.
I really just fucking came out of nowhere. Somebody recommend, a bunch of people. One of my co-hosts has been raving about it all year, and I finally read it for a book club.
That's the one with actual pets, right? Actual dogs.
It's from the perspective of the dogs.
It's really
and they're
good.
all drawn to resemble the all dogs
Disney style.
Yeah, the Disney. Yeah, I've never read it, and I had no idea. I had no idea it was horror. That's okay.
Yeah. What those dogs go through? Yes.
Shout out Lego.
I read an abandoned old house by a cemetery with chainsaws hanging from the ceiling like a chandelier of barrel. Yeah.
That's how you do it, Judah. There you go.
That makes any comic book scary. I could read fucking Slapstick and get scared doing that. You know?
No, not me. Not
Sonic
me. I would just be laughing my ass off and just having a good old time. Like, fuck the chainsaws. No, just kidding.
Damn, Dupe just became the scariest comic of 2021.
Oh my god.
Ernie, go.
Noctera.
Yes.
That's the Scott Snyder, the Tony S. Daniels.
Yep.
I love that comic. Just the whole premise, the idea that the world literally just said, "Ha ha, no more sunlight. And the fact that the darkness isn't even just like normal darkness, like it's actually turning people into monsters, it's turning animals into monsters, and the way they depict
comics.
And just the way they depict the relationship between the brother and sister, and like when they kind of recount like how it was when everything started, and just how the monsters like they prey on what you care about.
Yeah.
They prey on what you care about. They try to reason with you like that, which is the opposite. Like that's the other thing. You talk about like things that are happy to kill you, but what's more scary than like a monster that's happy to see you?
All right, bet. Cypher. I know unless you have one, you could just tell us what is this actual no shit scariest video game you've ever played.
So actually, I was gonna give you two answers, but okay. The first and foremost,
you have a combo. You can give it to us.
No, I was gonna say a manga.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
I would say I'm rereading the OG Berserk, the manga.
Oh, fuck yeah!
And then I'm gonna tell you right now, the anime, especially like the 90s one, is fucked up, but the manga is way worse.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like just to give you guys an idea, or for those who don't know, like the way Gus is born is because like when raiders came to raid the village where he's from, they hanged all the women. His mom was pregnant, and he just was dangling from the umbilical cord. Yeah, I mean it's so fucked up, right?
Yeah.
And rereading it is, I want to say like it is scary, but it's fucking gut wrenching. Like it's just not. It's not. If you have a weak stomach, avoid it. Yeah, it's really fucked up, right? Now, no bullshit. The scariest video game I ever played. Oh, it depends, man. Because I feel like any video game that makes you feel isolated and powerless, right? You got Amnesia: The Dark Descent, right, where there's no combat. Yeah, obviously alien isolation. Now, for some reason, the first half of Resident Evil 7 was terrifying. Up until you get the shotgun, and then all of a sudden it was Resident Evil again.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play a horror video game though, and like to be honestly is terrified, you gotta look for games like Outlast.
Boom.
I was gonna say Visage, Outlast.
I've never been more scared playing a video game than I have playing Outlast by myself in the dark. Like there was a period after, like probably I think sometime 2012, where I'm single, so I'm just chilling in the house by myself, and I'm like, let's play Outlast, and it's nighttime. I'm like, I want to be scared, so I turn out the light. That lasted like 17 minutes, and I was like, nope, this is fucking scary as fuck.
Well, Robo knows this. Outlast is the reason I found out I have a shitty heart.
Facts.
Like I'm not even trying to be funny. Like when the first game I ever streamed, it was Robo's idea. You should stream Outlast, do it, right? And I did Outlast 2. Couple months later, I found out that my heart is no good. I got my heart stopped at one point, whatever. Because of that game, I realized that my shit doesn't work correctly. So,
I'm like, my bad.
Like he actually hit me up though, like cause like he found out like my girl and everybody was posting pictures of me like coming back from the hospital and shit. He actually texted me, but did you die though? Trying to be funny, and I was like, yes, actually.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I tend to read a lot of horror comics late for some reason. Like I'll hear about something and then I'll end up waiting a while. So I'm not sure if it came out. I mean, I guess some probably did come out this year, but Something is Killing the Children.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
really fucking good. And then
really
just
good.
all I've read so far, all that's out, I think, is the first issue of We Have Demons. That's amazing. That's like horror comedy.
Snyder Capullo.
Right up my alley. Yeah. Just how the demons are like, do they just yell like cock, balls, shit, and stuff?
People forget how good Snyder's are writing horror because of like he's the Batman guy, right?
Yeah.
But
he made Batman horrifying though.
Yeah, even reading his Batman, you can kind of see he's some horror element in there.
One of the cool things was
Judge
that
Death, aka Batman Who Laughs.
That Mr. Bloom guy, like Mr. Bloom character they created. Like it was cool to see him back this week in that Task Force Z comic.
Actually, they did a really good job. That was a character I didn't realize I missed.
Yeah, same.
You tell me. I don't know. It's definitely maybe space horror. Yeah, maybe space thriller.
Yeah, like sci-fi
I would say sci-fi horror. We only find them when they're dead. Actually, and I take that back. I actually think of it more as a straight up sci-fi.
Yeah.
Straight up sci-fi.
Maybe
I had to
sci-fi
think about it for
thriller.
a second.
Maybe sci-fi
thriller.
Thriller, yeah.
Because it's more personal. It's like, well, not there's giant, space gods and shit
Monsters.
floating in space,
Yeah.
but like the real conflict is with the people,
Right. Yeah.
for the most part. Yeah.
If it was, I was on the fence with it. I almost made it my choice, but then it was just the question of, is it really horror? So I think, yeah.
I think there's
more
definitely
for sci-fi.
horrific elements in it. Like there's horror elements in it, but like not as much as I'd say like, some other stuff like.
Educate me real quick. So I've been reading a lot of the DC Dark Multiverse, and the last one I read was I think it's called Nightfall. I don't remember, but it's when after Bruce
Definitely
gets his back broken by Bane, and then Azrael basically becomes the new Batman and defeats Batman. There's this one scene that actually I don't say terrified me, but got me to cringe. Was when you find out that Bruce is still alive and like dismantled it, and Azrael goes like to fuck with him,
He's
and
like
then
keeping him alive and shit.
Yeah. And then the very last scene when Bruce becomes Batman again, and then he goes like, you know what, fuck Gotham, and he goes like, oh, kills everybody. Would that be considered horror? Because I thought that was pretty. Okay,
they've done some interesting. Like the Dark Multiverse is just wild.
Batman's the most horror adjacent.
Definitely
mainstream superhero, I would say.
Yeah. There was
easy to put that influence in a Batman comic and it feel just natural. Yeah.
And I love the design of that disembodied, like,
the vivisected Bruce. Yeah.
I will say, if you read Absolute Carnage has a tie-in that I really enjoyed. It was
Separation Anxiety.
I think it was the one. I think that was the name of it, because it was basically the Life Foundation symbiotes, and they took over this dog, and it kind of turned into the Thing. Like it was basically where the dog, like the symbiote started like killing this girl's like family, and then
definitely horror.
That was straight. I was like, dude, it was so good that I wished the rest of Absolute Carnage was that.
I definitely am a fan of like the body horror stuff, like Al Ewing's Hulk, like the way he does that. Like you call that like body horror, like
Mortal Hulk. The Abomination is nightmare fuel.
Yes.
Going back through Carnage's publication history, it's all horror. Nobody's
made a true crime podcast in the Marvel universe about Carnage. I want to meet those characters that have.
That's how you get his attention. Fuck that.
That's a comic,
right?
Well,
I don't want that Carnage stink.
What was it? There was an issue of Darkhold that came, I think, a week or two ago. There was the Iron Man one. I think it was Darkhold Iron Man. That one was actually kind of weird because it was like a retelling of like what if Tony Stark like came back, from his, being captured. He built the suit. But the suit was like basically eating him alive. Like it was some weird, like
because they're all twisted through the Darkhold magic, right? Like
he's like they try and take the suit off him. His flesh starts coming off with, and it's just like,
damn,
I was like, oh, this is not what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I picked up the Blade issue from this week, and I can't wait to see what kind of fucked up thing they do to Blade.
Darkhold,
Dark. So far, like I will say. Up to this point, I wasn't initially interested in what they had to offer, but they definitely did bring some good stuff. With that first couple.
Is Ultimatum considered a horror comic? I mean, the Ultimate Universe is trash. Like I know, but like Ultimatum,
I don't know if I would call it a.
It's definitely a fucked up story.
It's a very fucked up story.
Because you see Wasp being eaten by by Blob, and then all these things that happen.
I'd say it's a tasteless superhero comic. I don't know if I would.
I'm just saying, like I remember reading it because somebody told me like it's so fucked up, you should read it, and I was like, ew.
It captured the tastelessness of horror. I don't know if it captured any of the other elements.
So is it kind of like crossed? Like when you say
it's Marvel. It's Marvel crossed is what it is.
You would probably get better out of like something like Wonder Woman Dead Earth, which isn't really horror, but there's horror elements in it. Just because of the body horror stuff they do, like kind of towards like the middle and the end, or like if you did like Deceased or something like that, it'd be closer.
You know what's crazy? Because I did enjoy Death of the Family, right? I mean, like
that was good.
You know what I mean? Like I think that was actually pretty terrifying. Like just like the beginning couple panels when the Joker goes back and breaks into Gotham PD and gets his face back, right, and how
It's got the
everybody's
flies and
terrified.
shit on it.
And then like I was also terrified. I was actually kind of disappointed that it was fake, but like when all
the dinner scene,
the dinner scene, it was like
yeah.
I think it would have been a lot more impactful, in my opinion, that if it was actually that he did that. But obviously,
then you got a bunch of faceless motherfuckers running around Gotham.
Snyder went full horror with Batman. And it really made that.
Well, people didn't appreciate it. I don't think people appreciated the way they probably do now.
When you look at the peanut gallery of villains, it really is set up that way, right? When you look at like Scarecrow, you look at like the insanity of Joker, like I think you're right. When Two-Face, like and it goes into
monsters.
They're all like products of, and you can make it kiddie and stuff like that. But I like what you said earlier when you said you called it horror adjacent, and you can make it comic books, or you can really lean into that horror aspect.
It's a horror universe with a superhero in there.
I mean, even the Court of Owls stuff, like when Bruce is trapped in the maze, when Bruce is trapped in the maze, like hallucinating. There's that really cool cover of the Talon coming from behind. Or Bruce turning into an owl too, like a bird.
The buildup of him finding all the. My favorite part of that was just him like finding all their secret hideouts and slowly piecing together that this is way the fuck bigger than he could ever have imagined.
And just you've taken Batman, who's a guy who he fucking knows everything, he's prepared for everything, and suddenly realizing, oh shit, no,
fish
I don't.
out of water.
You know what I mean?
Which is gonna lead into one of my most unpopular opinion about Batman. I enjoy Batman when he's just Batman. The minute you start pair him up with like the Justice League and all these like Superman, who's a literal god, and people are like, but Batman can keep up, like not only physically but mentally with all these like greater than life beings. I'd be like, that's when like I disconnect. But when you have Batman isolated in Gotham fighting motherfuckers who is as mentally fucked up as he is, I feel like you introduce a lot of good, compelling stories, right?
Yeah,
because you talk about the Court of Owls, great. Hush, I enjoyed. Right?
Oh yeah,
like I'm saying, like
I want a Batman book where Harley is the actual hero of Gotham, but before she becomes Harley, like she's still Dr. Quinzel, and she just like fixes everyone. Like she just like fixes everyone's.
So she saves all.
She saves Gotham because she's like mental health. This is what Gotham needs.
That's what they did. He's beating up mentally ill people. That's what Batman does.
Hear me out on this one. So, one of my favorite comic book series of all time, Garth Ennis, Punisher Max. I would say that's a horror series where the monster is the Punisher. Like
I'd agree.
It has all the ingredients.
Monster lived inside of you the whole time.
No. He is
human. The real monster.
Straight up the monster.
No, what I'm saying is if you read it from the perspective of all the villains in the movie, like all the people that the Punisher kills, they're basically just the kids in the woods that are scared shitless, while the Punisher is the slasher boogeyman that kills them.
The Baba Yaga.
That's what I want. Can we get that guy from John Wick? Can you just to look at to look for, like on the panel, just look at the reader, be like, he's the Baba Yaga. He's
like
the boogeyman.
Like, even the way the scenes, the way the scenes are oriented, like you'll see bad guys doing bad guy shit at some bar somewhere, and they're just doing their bad guy shit, and then in the back of a panel, you'll see, oh, Frank Castle's sitting at one of the tables. You guys are fucked. Like. You don't know it yet, but you're fucked.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
I think Punisher works better as I think he actually works better as kind of like a like if you treat him that way, kind of give him the credence of being a boogeyman,
a cautionary tale.
Don't take him full Frankenstein.
Yeah. Well, I do like that run. I do like Frank Castle.
That's pretty fun. Yeah.
I actually got a question from my chat for the panel. It says this is a question for the panel. Would a Witch Woman Brightburn verse movie be scary? A Wonder Woman who strangles people with chains?
Yes,
that would 100%. Be.
I would like that.
As a person who has often dreamed of Wonder Woman choking him, I would be both aroused and terrified at once.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm not saying it'd be a great horror movie. I'm just saying I need it to fucking happen.
Actually brings an interesting point about Brightburn, right? I thought it was terrifying because it felt more realistic than the dude coming from the space and being like, I just want to help these people. Like Homelander. Homelander terrifies me.
Oh yeah, no,
boys?
it's scary.
That was my hot take. That was my hot
we have
take
a
for
guy-
Twitter. We had like a chain like Twitter thing, and one of my hot takes was like, "Nah, I like evil Superman. I like the evil Superman trope. I love it." And I find it. I actually the other hot take is I find good guy Superman and all his archetypes to be boring. So
Like I like evil Superman when people other than DC do it.
right.
Like, I don't like I'm tired of DC doing it. I like when Brightburn, awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Homelander,
Great.
yeah.
Tom Taylor's Injustice was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I
love
Not
I
to
love
mention the Plutonian.
Yeah.
that shit right there.
The Plutonian
Irredeemable.
is scary as fuck. Yeah.
I bought all of them over there. Boom, Irredeemable.
Dude.
Gotta be my
Irredeemable.
favorite evil Superman fucking story.
Amazing.
Which one is that
Yeah.
one?
Irredeemable.
Irredeemable. I know
God,
too.
dude, it's so
It's
fucking
good. It's very good.
I actually like when Superman was actually adopted by a Mexican family in Gods and Monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like when he was
I mean,
like,
I'm with it.
talk about raising a boy
Dios,
right, huh?
like, ay Dios mío. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, word.
Yeah,
Zod / okay, cool. I
Right.
fucks with it. Like,
yeah. If only a Mexican family can fix Zod.
Dude, I believe that shit. Well, because I mean, dude, that's family. That's
right. That's right.
There's a very strong sense of like
Community.
bonding, family,
Yeah.
community,
Yep.
and it's like, dude, you ain't gonna get that on Krypton. You ain't gonna get that. They're still putting raisins in the potato salad.
oh damn, beat me by a second. Like, I had it right here. I was like,
Dude, he had a cocktail on music.
No offense, Judah and Dane. No offense.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I like raisins. I don't know why should I be offended.
I like raisins.
Like, man, raisins are actually really good.
I like raisins. I like raisins as long as they're not too spicy. You know what I mean? Like,
As
sometimes
long as
they're a
the
little
mayo's not too spicy.
Yeah.
No, that's sriracha mayo for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way,
This
no
is
way.
really spicy. I just put salt and pepper in it.
Judah, last question.
So just to close this out, I thought this would be kind of a fun one, and it might even run kind of long, but it's too good to pass up. In no particular order, actually, I'm going to start this one off because I have a fun one. But
Let's go the other direction. Judah, Dane, Cypher.
okay.
I'll go last.
What is a time when you scared the ever living fuck out of someone? And I'll give you mine. And I think I'll probably be shunned after this because it's pretty horrible what I did.
Oh damn!
Then I fucking killed him.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't. He was
so
still
scared.
know.
You should have seen the look in his eyes.
Yeah, right before I fucking killed him.
Dude, I mean,
And he's still in the coma as we speak.
I'm gonna get him again when he wakes up.
This is
Seriously,
actually
how-
a confession, not so much.
How dope would it be for you guys if you were on a stream and one of the other people on the panel like confessed to a murder right there and it made news? That'd be
I'd be
like the
like,
best
oh,
story.
Dude, that
It'd be the best story though.
Possibly the only way I'll go viral, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Can someone please do that? I'm really trying here.
This
I'm
might
trying
be
to
your
get to
moment.
Blerd's level.
This might be your moment. I didn't kill anyone, but I think I traumatized them for life.
Oh
So
god!
my little brother, he's 10 years younger than me, and when I was like 15, he was 5. He was a kid, and
That checks out.
And so, yep. So far, I'm telling the truth. The math is adding up. But my mom would put him to bed. She'd read him a story. She'd tuck him in, and she would leave the room, and he'd be in bed asleep. Usually, like around 8, like when kids go to sleep. I shared so my window to my bedroom went out onto the roof, and then you could scale along the roof to his bedroom where his window was. So there was a period of time where my mom would tuck him in. She'd leave the room. He'd be in bed. And I would go out on the roof and I'd crawl over to his window and I'd just tap on the glass. Like you couldn't see me, but he could hear me. And I'd be like, David.
Oh damn!
David. And this kid would scream this blood-curdling shriek. It would like rattle the windows. And he would scream for mom. He'd be like, Mommy! So I would run back to my window. I'd go into my room, close the window. I'd go down the hallway with mom to go see what was wrong with David. We'd go in his room. We'd be like, David, are you okay? He'd be like, there's something outside. It's saying my name. I'd be like, really? You know what we should do? We should go take a look and see if it's there. So I'd open the window and I'd stick my head out. I'd be like, there's nothing out here, David. And my mom would be like, David, you're just having a bad dream. And he'd be like, no, it's real. And she'd be like, you're just having a bad dream. And then she would leave, and sure enough, I'd go back. And like as soon as we left, I'd go back down along my roof. I'd be like,
You're pretty fast.
David. Yeah, dude, like this was like a full-time occupation for me for a while. It was,
Oh god.
How long did he know it was real?
I let him go
feel.
like eventually I stopped just because I got bored of it and because I was afraid that I would like spill the beans. But it was
Daddy was torturing his brother.
it was years later before I finally was like, David, you know that was me outside, you know, and it was like it fucked him up. Like he had issues. I felt really,
and he couldn't watch Chucky ever again. It was like,
me and David will be friends.
yeah.
Me and David will be friends. Like, hey, do you hate a family member too? Like for past trauma? I was like, yes.
Sometimes I'd go in his closet because we had all these Halloween masks that were like really fucked up from one of our bar mitzvahs was horror movie themed. So we had all these leftover like really kind of like almost real like high quality masks.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would wait in his closet while mom was reading him a story, and she'd leave the room, turn off the light, and then I would just blast out of there and be like, ah, and that would scare the shit out of him too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Damn.
That's a good
There you
one.
go.
Dane, you got a story like that? Has to be better.
I mean, yeah, I don't have anything. You know, like I got a few, vague memories of like, standing in a hallway, when I know a friend is about to be coming down.
Yeah.
Or something, little stuff like that, but nothing impressive. Really.
Dane's like, nah, I'm not really a piece of shit.
Psycho.
Nothing is psychopathic as that.
I'm not a piece of shit to the people I love, so yeah, I don't have one. Sorry.
I'm actually a decent human being. Like,
I don't believe it like that.
I'll keep thinking there might be something, but yeah, come back to me.
Sure. Well, hey, how about this? Then we'll do an alternate. If you don't have a story, give me a story of the time the most you were ever scared in real life.
Okay, I actually have one of those. That's not for the Chucky one.
Dane, go ahead.
I honestly can't think of anything that's.
Oh, you never been scared? I'm not a piece of shit. I ain't no bitch, so I don't.
No, you ain't scared of shit.
I've been scared, just not anything like this super impressive story to tell or anything that's not the detailed that comes to mind.
No worries. Go ahead.
Well, the only time I can say I scared anybody, like it was unintentional, was when like the doctor told like my girl and like she had my mom on speakerphone. He had like a real thick Vietnamese accent. He's like, "Oh, his heart stopped," right? And then that's all they can get out of it. Like I feel like that was unintentional, right? But another instance of what I was like terrified, right? And I think about this every so often was from Florida. I was driving up to New Jersey, right? My boy Antonio was with me, right? And when you live in the Destin area, for you to like, you either have to go like streamline your way to take I-80, or you have to take the backwoods of Florida and Alabama, right?
Yep.
We just put the GPS. We got like a 20-hour drive ahead, so we just went, right? So I remember I'm driving. At the time, I was talking to my mom on it's on the Bluetooth and stuff, and my boy Tony's like next to me. We're talking to her, regular shit, like, yo, how long you guys been? You guys good? Blah, blah, blah. Out of nowhere, I hear it was a distant scream. It was far enough to hear it, like a woman scream, but close enough where everything is nearby. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was over here like, fuck, right? And I got shook, right? Because in my head, I'm thinking, was it in my head that I just hear that? So I was like, Ma, let me call you back. All right. And like, I'm still trying to keep like the moonlight. And I looked at my boy Antonio, like, yo, bro, did you hear that? He said, just fucking drive, man. That's all I got from him, right? And so for those who know, my boy Antonio is heavily melanated. So we're like the perfect cast for like dying in a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I don't want to be that guy, bro, but we need to put gas on, right? So the next gas station we hit, right? It looks like a rundown, fucked up looking town, right? The only light lit up is in the gas station on one of the pumps. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like trying to draw us in, like, yeah, if you guys want to die, put gas here. And we kept on driving. And I don't know, somehow we made it to Georgia. And my car was damn near on empty. And my car was running on fucking the will to live.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, we talk about it. It's like, yo, like, you remember that scream? He's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And he'll say straight like, oh, somebody got clapped. What the fuck were we gonna do about it? I'm like, fair enough.
Call the police. Fuck that. I'm out.
Well, okay, no. How about that call go? Like, hey,
I heard somebody screaming around this area. I actually had this whole kind of conversation with Mylene one time, Maneater.
Actually, I forgot to say this.
Okay.
There's woods to my right. There's woods to the only lights in this road are my headlights.
Yeah.
It's a one-way lane road. There's nothing but swamp, woods, and possibly death. There's no way I could describe that, and I panicked. I was like, "Yeah, just keep driving, just keep swimming."
I think that's legit. I just find it funny, like, and I'm not saying I would do anything different. I'm just think about this for a second. Everybody in the chat, everybody think about this. If you're not suspicious like me, but even if you are hold superstitions, I mean, how fucked up is you? How fucked up is it for you to imagine? Would a situation be somebody gets kidnapped? That could happen. Somebody escapes the kidnapper. That could happen. This is real things that happen. Person getting kidnapped, running through the field, comes out. Thank God there's a fucking car. There is a percentage of people that a not small percentage of people that see that woman come out or that person, whatever, jumps out.
I'm not getting involved.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Don't you fucking stop! I've seen this movie. I'm out. And she gets reconned and then murdered.
That's not what happened. Though.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying though. Like that's not what happened. I'm not saying the outcome would have been different. I'm just saying that's not what happened.
It could have been Anna. It could have been anything. I'm not saying yours is. I just find it funny that because I think I'd be the same way. Like I'm not gonna run into help me. I'm like, oh, I am calling the police. I'll call the police. I'll do my best because I'm not running through those fucking woods.
This is also the backwoods of Alabama, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be completely honest, bro.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
I love how these answers are because no one here is like you know it was really scary. My cholesterol was so high last year.
Oh, you're getting too real, homie.
Too real, man. Too real.
So there I was. I just got the MRI done.
Yeah.
Polyps on my kidneys. They didn't know if it was cancer or not.
Man, I ate too many weed edibles a while back, man. I was just laying there like, am I gonna die? Yeah, it's fucking scary.
Yep.
Wow, dude.
Yep.
Dude.
You got a story, Ernie?
I used to work in retail for a good chunk of
that's terrifying.
My life. That alone is scary. But when I was a teenager, coming out of high school, I used to work for Spencer Gifts. The store you usually find in most malls. And every Halloween they would make us dress up in costumes because it was mandatory. Like if you were on the clock in the month of October, any day, didn't matter what day it was, you had to wear a costume. So we would take costumes off the shelf and then wear those, and that would be our uniform for that day or whatever. So I took it upon myself because I hated it so much. I decided to have some fun with it. So the first October that I worked for Spencer Gifts, I think I had 2 Octobers in me. That's how long I stayed with that company. I dressed up as Ghostface from Scream. And I reenacted one of my favorite scenes from Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Hell yeah.
So like I'm in full costume. I've got the knife, I've got the mask, I've got the cloak, the hood, everything.
I got the music in me.
Hey, I might burst into song. So I decide to pretend to be a statue.
Oh yes, I love those.
So I'm standing outside the store and we actually had other like legit actual statues outside the door. So like I sat myself outside and I would just kind of stay as still as humanly possible. And I remember so many times people would walk by, like they would get right in my face. And I even put a sign on me that basically said like they had like a tag on it or whatever. And it made it look like it was some shit that would actually be for sale. And folks would get like, oh my God, like that looks so cool. I kind of want to get it. And then I would just be like, and then scare the fuck out of them. I remember one time, one of the times that was the funniest was like, so I'm sitting there and I decided this is where the Killer Clowns part comes into play. If anyone knows what I'm talking about. There's part in Killer Clowns where one of the clowns, he sees one of these animatronic clowns outside of a convenience store and is doing the whole like, like, you know, like you're just being a robot or whatever. So the killer clown decides to mimic that shit, and people start like thinking, oh, that's so cool. So I'm doing that shit. I'm sitting here and I'm like holding the knife, and I occasionally like shift to where I kind of like look that way, or I turn my head, or you know, whatever, some shit like that. And these people thought it was so cool. They're like, oh, I want to take a picture with it. So these two girls, they get like, they wait till I'm like kind of like this, and they get like right up on me. Like they're practically like acting like I have my arms around them. So
Yeah.
I lean into the shit. And then right when they're like getting ready to like, you know, take the little picture or whatever, I'm like, surprise, Sydney. And like they like
They
all
shit
of, like,
themselves.
dude, both girls ran in opposite directions down the mall. Like the Maverick security wound up coming to
Figure
the
out what-
store, and they were like, dude, did someone like assault these two girls? I was like,
Oh god.
I was like, no. I was like, I told us, I was like, well, because when the girls finally they came back, they eventually or whatever, they came back or whatever. And I took the mask. I was like, it was just me. I work here. I was like, I was just fucking around. And they're like, oh my god, you scared the fuck out of us. I was like, I said, well, y'all did get like all up on me. I was
You
like,
know,
what
That's
day?
right. That's right.
Yeah, but yeah, that.
all I can think about in his story is like, who was at the register? Like, there's a bunch of people like,
So no bullshit. I was an assistant manager at the time, so I was literally the manager on duty.
Mhm.
So like, so since I was the one that was there, it was like a Saturday, and like, so there was at least 2 or 3 other people that were there. I still didn't give a fuck. I hated that job so much.
Yeah.
I just did whatever the fuck I wanted. I was.
I've never met a retail person that was like, you know what? I hope I do this forever.
Yeah.
dude. No,
Honestly, especially at Spencer's, that place is like, hey, you want to buy some toys and some anal bees? Come right in. Like, it's
Yeah.
dude.
Got black
even-
lights and dildos.
Oh yeah, we got. You want to get a lava lamp dildo? We got those.
Oh, you want a kid? Oh, you want to get for your son? Well, we got some Superman.
I
heads
think
here.
that's
Like,
the weirdest
we got
part. This
some-
like,
yeah.
We have some
Yeah.
ironic T-shirts with white letters on a black T-shirt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Look at
Oh,
the
we got
clever
the-
sayings on these
The
shirts.
greeting cards. We got some
Yep.
greeting cards with some like problematically like exploited fat
Yep.
ladies.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
sex
You
dice.
want-
Sex dice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want to get a vibrating cucumber? We got those, man.
I did think that was kind of weird how the whole front part of the store is kind of designed to like lure 13-year-olds in with
Yeah.
with those like your shirts and shit. And then
And then
there's
the
like if you just
sexual-
go take it like 6 steps too many, and you're gonna see a dildo with the shape of a fist at the end of it. It's like, wait, what aisle am I in? I think I'm in the wrong aisle. I gotta go.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: though, it's not even a curtain, or no, you're like no old video
Nah,
store.
nah.
the T-shirts are a gateway product to.
That's
complete
right.
degeneracy.
To the
Yeah.
fisting dildos.
Yeah. So my wife scares the shit out of me all the time by accident. She's just very
I'm
light on her
pregnant.
feet,
Oh.
very light on her feet and quiet. No, not that.
Speaking of, so no, never.
She's just very.
I can go
very,
wrong.
like, she quietly enters rooms. Like I'm loud. I'm like a bull in a china shop. I knock shit over. I stomp. I'm constantly clearing my throat, making noise. Like I'm just a loud person. She like very daintily will enter a room and be right next to me. And by the time I notice her, it's like, ah!
The problem
Actually,
is she's always holding
That's
a
a
knife.
scene out of the. That's a scene
Actually-
out of the Office. Hold on.
Actually, I have a very good story about that. Right?
I
Uh,
did
whoa,
think
whoa.
of something, by the way, whenever, after y'all go around again. But
Okay.
Next.
Okay. So real quick, like, so my girl in the middle of the night, when she used the restroom, she goes with the lights off. Right? One time, I like yeah, she would just go in
I do
there and just you know what I mean.
I can't say
One
anything. I
time-
do it too.
one time, right? We just moved in together, right? I kid you not. And I'm like, all right, let me go. I gotta use the bathroom and stuff like that. And then I walk in the bathroom, and it's pitch black, by the way. And then she just goes like, "Babe, what are you doing?" I scream like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And mind you, this is like this little bit after my heart thing happened. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It's like, she's like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you screaming?" I was like, "Why?" Because a fucking voice came at me from nowhere, and I could die. And yeah, now I knock at night, or she announces herself because I'm terrified But go ahead, Dane.
Oh, so I was about like 16, 17 years old. It was not, I guess it was probably 17. It was about a year and a half after I'd gotten my driver's license and shit. And, you know, a couple of my friends were like a year behind me. So, you know, I was always driving everybody around on weekends and stuff. And one night we went to a few different graveyards, and we ended up finding one that was just like, I mean, probably like an acre, you know, and it's all fenced in. I don't know if it was just some kind of abandoned or no longer used, but they had like a chain link fence around it, and you had to drive out into the woods. This was like in South Texas where I'm from. And you had to drive pretty far out in the fucking woods. And, you know, it's like 2 a.m. or some shit. And we'd had a couple of, you know, beers or whatever. I shouldn't be saying that, but we did. And we're sitting out there on the trunk of the car, just like, you know, looking at this fucking, you know, virtually abandoned graveyard. Like there's, you know, weeds are overgrown on the you know, the tombstones and everything. And, you know, we're just looking at it, me and my 2 friends. And this is like an example of the power of suggestion and how, you know, more than one person can kind of influence. You can influence each other to get scared. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, so we're looking out and, you know, at the other end of the graveyard, like on the other side of the back of the back fence. My friend's like, you see that? What is that? And it looked, you know, I look, and at first I didn't see anything. And he's like, yeah, dude, what is that? Is that moving? And I thought he was fucking with me. And I look and I see like there's some kind of, and then I start to kind of see something that looks like a blurry figure or something that's kind of crouched into the weeds or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? And, you know, suddenly we get real tense and we're like, what the fuck? And you know, and I'm telling myself, I'm like, that's nothing. That's nothing. You know what I mean? Like I was already a skeptic that age. I'm like, this is just some kind of trick of the light or something. And then the next thing, you know, we looked away for a second. We like kind of blew it off. And then we looked back and it looked like this thing had made it over the fence and was now on the inside of the fence. Oh. And yeah, and I still to this day, I mean, I don't think it was anything supernatural because I don't believe in that stuff. But I mean, it definitely, we freaked ourselves out. You know what I mean? Yeah, and we ended up just like piled over each other, getting off of the car to get back in the car and get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? So it was
demon confirmed.
Yeah, Danny, you got a story?
Yeah, I got one for both. But they're pretty quick. So I'm not a prankster. I don't like pranks. I don't like being mean to people. But you know when you take a long shower or a long bath, like your fingers get wrinkly and stuff, right?
No, I don't. I care about the planet. Sorry.
Oh,
see how it feels? See how it feels?
Yeah, see how it feels?
Actually, was gonna go the other route. Like, oh, you mean a long shower?
Yeah.
Masturbation
joke.
Fingers don't get wrinkly there.
A shower with jellyfish.
This is when I was a kid too. I have a cousin that would visit all the time, and I don't know, they were, a few years younger than me. So like, I wanted to play this whole bit like I'm getting wrinkly, so I'm gonna die, and I was gonna tell him that.
Oh, shit.
So I call him over and I show my wrinkly fingers, and I'm like, and I just said like, I'm dying. Immediately fucking crying and screaming.
Aww.
Like way more than I thought it would happen. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, so that one got out of hand quick. And then on the other hand, dude,
traumatized children.
Yeah. I'm dying. We haven't spoken since.
That's awesome.
It's all right. We let him watch The Lion King anytime he came to our house, and I've seen that movie like 100 times.
That's colder and more psychopathic than anything anyone else on this panel has done.
Yeah. I know you want to believe
someone
that,
who loves you.
I know you loves you.
That's
Dude,
right. That's right.
I don't know. He showed instant regret.
Yeah.
He showed instant regret when they
oh,
started
man.
crying. Like, oh, damn, that was not my intent.
You didn't let it go for a fucking year or whatever.
Hey, I'll scare someone. Hey, mom and dad, I'm dying.
And then on the flip side, we were leaving the movies. Like we went to like a midnight premiere for something, and we were shooting the shit outside in the parking lot. So this movie theater is surrounded by restaurants. We were hanging out next to my buddy had like a Suburban, like it was a big car. We're hanging out, and then all of a sudden we hear 2 gunshots. And we look over towards the Bennigans, and there's a lady running full speed at us, kind of like running limping, and we're like, oh shit. And we're just thinking in our heads like, no, don't come this way. Don't bring the gunshots this way.
Don't bring the killer over here. I played Dead by Daylight. I know what's up.
You're sandbagging me.
Yeah. Run them that way.
I've always said you got to be
encountered the
be
final
careful.
girl in a horror movie.
You got to be careful at Bennigan's, man. You know.
And then a fucking
Dude.
car pulls out of the Bennig, like from behind the Bennigan's. A car comes out with its headlight, like straight for us, cutting through all the parking lot behind this lady. Fortunately, the car hit like a lamppost on the way, and they stopped, and the lady kept running at us, and then the car finally turned around and left because I guess they saw we were just calling the cops at this point, like immediately, right? And then yeah, we waited there for a minute till the car drove away. The lady came back running all the way to us, and I don't even remember what the fuck happened. But then the cops showed up, and then we left. We're like, all right, I think we've done as much good as we could do here. But
My job here is done.
That was pretty fucking intense.
Jesus, yeah, that does sound intense. Hey, real quick, Apes Bin Senin wants to know, Dane, what is your shirt?
Oh, it's a
That's
classic.
pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Is that
Hey,
Danny
hold on.
Ketch?
Yep.
That's Danny
baller.
Ketch, right?
One second. I'm gonna show you this.
Damn, look at those omnibuses. Damn.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Hey.
crazy. What is
Hey.
your address? What is your address again?
Hey, can you open it? Can you open it so we can see what it looks like?
The inside,
Yeah.
Ooh, unboxing live. Unboxing live.
There we go.
Uncracking my slabs on.
Oh, maximum carnage.
Maximum
That's
Carnage
pretty dope,
since
yeah.
I would lo-
1992. That's dope.
Oh, yeah.
I want both
Oh,
of
yeah.
those shirts. Those are both shirts that I definitely want.
Hell
I love
yeah.
shirts with- I love
That's dope.
shirts with covers on them. Just give me old
Mhm.
covers on my shirts.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have
mine.
a few like the.
Oh, mine. Oh, mine's just I freaking love comics. Go check out iflcomics.com.
Hell
You
yeah.
guys should just do that real quick. Yeah, that's thanks for asking.
And it comes with a cape.
And it comes with a cape, and every now and then you just be like, just flip it back.
Yeah.
Here, my stories are gonna be quick, and then we're gonna go right into closing. I don't have any like real funny stories. They're all gonna be the same kind of stories. Like you jump out, you make somebody freeze. But what I did do is I learned a little bit of something about myself in these stories, and and namely my son. I'd like to think I'm not a little bitch. I like to think that if I needed to step up and throw hands, and I would do that if I had to, right? But there's a little thing, a response called fight or flight. And it's a psychological thing. It's a part of our lizard brain. It's what happens. Now, sometimes some of you have seen some funny videos, these Halloween videos where there's a scarecrow sitting on the bench and the scarecrow jumps up. Sometimes the video is the person gets scared, runs away. Sometimes the person throws hands immediately. That lets you know what is their lizard brain fight or flight response. And for some of these people, it's fight. It's not mine. It's not mine, and there's nothing I could do about it. I sat there. I'm coming around. I'm like on my phone or something. I don't remember what I'm doing, and my buddy comes around, and all he does is yell. That's all he does. Nothing crazy. Just yells. I froze. I froze so hard that my phone just the gravity flipped out of my hand, and my hand stayed here. I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, what the fuck, man? He's like, did you just get electrocuted? I'm like, I don't know, man. But I couldn't fucking move, and I felt like I couldn't breathe for a second. A couple years later, I do the same thing to my son. He does the same. He's like 7 or 8, probably does not fair. I don't know what he'd do now. Maybe he'd punch me in the face. But like,
I was gonna say, like, that's the comparison.
yeah, I don't know. But he's like 17, so maybe he would hit me. But I'm like, I did the same thing to him, and he didn't start scream or cry because he cried after. Like for like 2 seconds, he was just like, oh my god, and I'm just like, yeah. So, flight. I'm flight. Okay.
Oh goddamn.
Cool. I want to
Fight, flight, or freeze. That's
I guess it's not even flight, huh? I didn't even fucking run. Just fucking like froze. And I felt like like those goats. You know those goats where you fucking scare them and they stiffen up? I think I got that gene or something.
Play possum.
So when you say that you're the goat,
yeah, I'm the goat. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What I thought of
Yeah.
whenever you were talking about your phone falling out is like in a movie, a dude will have a cigarette in his mouth and then like
It just falls out. Yeah. I wanna show this real quick because then Judah's story reminded me.
Careful, Cypher. Careful,
boom.
Cypher. We don't know what it is.
No, it's not. Here we go. Oh no, it's muted. Boom. Unmute site. Boom. Do that again. All right. It's really funny. This is like a really funny video. Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh, air hockey, basketball. We can play that. Oh, whack-a-mole.
Any brothers or sisters?
3 brothers.
Really?
Mm-hmm. 2 are in the Marines. 1's a cop.
Vegetarian?
No, I love meat.
What's your blood type?
Oh, negative. Universal donor.
Universal donor.
All right. Let's see here. I guess that's your wife, right? Does that work? How does this work?
Hey, you gotta have to see his face.
What if I want to make it me? I guess it's only the first person there. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, MBs, that is the end of our show. I want to thank Danny from Nexus U Podcast for coming over here. Ernie, the Blerd Without Motherfucking Fear. Go check them out. Obviously, appreciate you. Cypher right below. Check out Cypher. He streams and content produces exclusively on YouTube. Dane runs the infamous channel Force Adversity, our good friend. I sat there, and while everyone was typing, hopefully my typing wasn't too long while everyone was talking. Everyone, if you're watching this over on Blerd's channel and you want to be able to find some links or whatever to all of us, come to this video, look in the description, and everybody's links are in there down at the bottom. You could also go to iflcomics.com and scroll to our partners, and everyone's out here. I got to add Force Adversity. Got reminded myself in the middle of that sentence. I appreciate you all. Just remember, we do a stream every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. We are going through the Sandman series. We are going through the Valiant. We're going to read every Valiant comic book. And our next biggest thing, and I imagine many of the same people you see here will be back, will be sometime in December. We want to do a charity stream and give back. And so we will get that up on the calendar. Follow us on Twitter, socials, all that stuff.
We got Greg Pak coming on the show.
Oh, shit.
Greg Pak.
Actually, this Thursday is when we're recording it, and then it'll drop probably shortly thereafter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Uncle
probably
Greg
like 2 months after that because I'm in charge of editing. So, no, I'm just kidding. Take care of you all. I love you all. Go get, does anybody have any? Happy Halloween. Be safe out there. Does anybody have any final words? Anything they want to say at the end?
Go get your booster shots if you can.
Yep.
Yes.
Vaccinated booster shots. Don't fucking drink and drive on Halloween. Yeah.
Yes, that too.
Stay safe.
Check your candy. Check your candy for razor blades because
like switch knives. I heard they're hiding switch knives, like switchblades
or free drugs.
Candy.
There might be free drugs. So.
There might be free drugs.
Feel free to add weed to your own candy.
Yep. I heard they're putting whole an ounce of weed in the bags of candy. So,
can you tell me which people are doing that?
Go
so
trick or treating.
Let's say which neighborhood are you in?
See ya.
Peace. What's up, friendly neighborhood nerds? If you want to hear interviews from industry pros, get first looks, and have access to endless comic content, wake up. Please wake up. You're in a coma. Your mother misses you.